But for now, let's begin our new campaign named Housebound Adventuring. Yeah.
Oh my god, it does say dwarf. Oh my god, I labelled myself a dwarf. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
I thought it was going to be like a big surprise unveiling or something, and then when Tom said it, I was like, oh no,
no, I'm just an idiot.
Okay, those are the two things I know.
Those are the two things you know. Cornwall exists. Also, you are in Cornwall. Caspian Kinshire. CASPIEN KINSHIRE.
Does he type it out at the end of the letter?
Alongside him is a giant Great Dane, a dog, a huge dog. Hello, who are you?
I'm Randall.
You are
Randall, yes.
Wow, judging a book by its cover much.
She opens up the chest and she shows it to you. It's now empty and broken.
Can I?
Listen, let's do our job, okay? We're here for a reason. Welcome to the real world, princess.
Skips away. Still with the three.
Together.
Still with the...
All of you now need to make a dexterity saving throw. It's a massive wave of just this colossal wave of sewer and sewage liquid comes pouring down this canal and pushes you and slowly being sucked into it. She shouts,
Ah, Cthulhu, save me.
Oh wait, I guidance myself.
I guidance myself. You can't say that post-roll.
30! Which, remember, I'm not playing a bard.
Yeah, I'm going to give that to you simply because you're not playing a bard.
Yep.
Adam has just said, we found a meat jar in a field. It was just a mason jar full of meat in the forest. What the fuck?
The worst geocache ever.
You're poking around a sewer. What's down there? Rats, probably. Rats and jelly.
Or
Right,
ooze,
well.
maybe?
And
What?
boulders.
Killer poos?
I said an ooze or an ooze, maybe?
Ooze. All right,
I don't
well.
know what it was.
Don't know how I heard killer poos, but that sounds more dangerous. Name's Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Angie Melange.
Angie Melange, cool.
DM writes down Angie Melange.
Tell her if she sells any phalanges, quick.
Angie Melange's shop of towels and phalanges.
You can see absolutely all the way through her to the grating in the wall behind her, where you can see that some water is trickling through. On the ground below her, you can see her skeletal remains, or what you assume are her skeletal remains.
Harlow, and you are Barf?
No. I mean, I have a few in my life, but no.
It's not his scrotum. Would you like to see the other gentleman that I almost chose to be the monster?
Yes.
Gentleman, eh?
Gentleman. Top hat.
Milady.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Placing the talisman in the hole.
If it does that, I'm gonna...
as you push it in there, it looks like maybe it needs a little bit of a twist. So you give it a bit of a shimmy, and as you do so, it is ejected into your hands, and the wall it is on.
I don't like this narrative at all.
Oh, why it smells so bad?
Can't smell anything.
How may I assist you?
Oh no.
Will be the potion.
Okay, what do we have to do?
Do you agree
Yep.
to these terms?
Next.
Is there anything that you would like to discuss whilst you're at the table?
My impending doom. Randall's just like up to his like wrists are just like buttery, greasy. Keep note of
Tom's laugh. Oh no.
Absolutely fine. Especially Oro, who decides, fuck it, I'm going to go to the forest. I want to go for a bit of a walk.
Yeah. See you later,
That's
fuckos.
I'd rather have the flower.
20 gold pieces.
I would rather have the flower.
A little bit of this.
He doesn't like me very much though, so I think one of you should do it.
Or is looking at Randall. Okay.
You have a gnarly scar.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, sick, bro. From that time you almost died. Dude.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh, we need a new quest, don't we?
Are you done with the?
Yeah, we're abandoning that one. Oh, look at the cat.
Oh, got your with your mouth. Oh, you got your with your mouth. Oh, you're too good to buy you up. Oh, okay, stop. There is a small number of people, but remember, there's quite a high turnover of people that live in this village. There's a lot of people who come in and take over these houses to rent whilst they're adventuring in the area. Like I said, it's an adventuring town. A high portion of the people here don't stay here very long. They might move on to adventure elsewhere.
For heavens.
Everyone's got bogman. Carcass. Good one, Thesaurus. Thesaurus time. But was previously looking pretty bad.
Oh my god, just kill me already. Just end it. Just end all of it.
Okie dokie. Yes!
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. There is a god, and it's Neurally giving me inspiration.
It's really
It's looking pretty bad.
5.
plus a d4, plus a d4.
Plus a D4.
6.
Maybe I just shoot one little sacred flame in there. Hopefully it'll blow up because it'll blow up the barrel and there'll be fire to ignite it. But it's not.
You see that the wheel on the outside is crippled by its lack of kind of foundation on the main mill building, and it breaks off and starts to teeter down
Be free.
down the river.
Free from your shackles.
Right after
You
she
are
says,
landed.
that was much bigger than expected.
That's hopefully what she said. And the credits roll.
A couple minutes later, another person comes out and stands next to the other lady. They are all staring at you.
We need to set them all on fire.
By the way, the little mushrooms are moving when I try to burn them. It's really weird.
Set them all on fire.
I'm just solving problems. Okay? I can't help that the flame is cleansing.
Please do not set that on fire, Neurally. Please.
Well, that was
I don't
what I
wanna
was going to
die.
do.
What else are we going to do? What do you want to do?
I don't want to be in the tavern if you
Well,
do that.
no, we shouldn't. But what else do we do?
You hang a torch from the ceiling on a rope, and you light the torch on fire, and then you put a candle under the rope.
Oh.
The candle will burn the rope through and drop it into the thing, and you are a mile away when it happens. Well, we seem to continue to be unaffected by these things, so maybe it'll be okay?
There are
And
some moments when you DM games where you just have to, you don't know what the fuck to do next.
What did you want us to do there? Was my question.
Okay.
That sounds like a positive to me.
So currently, Holly is on the ground, out of breath, but fine. The Shy Falls Tavern is rubble. The mill across the river is rubble. The villagers are still trapped behind a bench.
Another job well done.
Time to hand in this quest, everyone.
Backlit by the fire with your cape billowing in the wind. And like, my job here is done. And I'm just going to keep it from spreading.
Yep.
At the very least.
Okay. You, after a short time...
You broke all of us.
Because you got dumb bitchitis. And arriving back, you can see that the bridge has been moved. You cannot... The
What do you
smell is
mean?
still in the air.
Bridge has been moved.
Sorry, the bench has been moved at the bridge.
I was going to say.
My
The
words.
bench, it's the bench. It's
Bench.
forever like a foil.
Bench has been moved.
It's got dumb benchitis.
Fucking bench. God damn it. It would be bench again, wouldn't it? It is slippery and wet, but also there is, some moss, etc. Jenny.
Doc's making a face. I'm like, no.
I'm making a face.
You're making a face.
I'm not making a face.
You're making
I'm
a
sat
face.
here with a blank expression.
Also there is, some...
Yes.
Of course the water walking ring on the corpse in the bottom of a river is cursed.
Oh, well, look at this bench. Bridge. I've been trying not to say that all game.
The fungus
It's
all
not just
along.
me. It's not just me. One of the boards underneath your feet starts to crumble as you take a step on it. You can see that there's already too much focus in your mind on the gap in the bench, not the bench.
Yes. That was the quickest karma I've ever seen.
It really is, yeah.
He was facing away, but his head has turned. So his head is facing you currently, but his spine
Oh.
indicates that his body is
Oh, he's
facing away.
backwards.
His head is backwards.
His head is backwards.
Oh, that's much more concerning.
That's less compatible. With...
Did he say he found this book here?
Well, no, I guess he didn't.
Where did you find the book?
Here.
Interesting.
I learned that there are dangerous books.
Today.
Oh, he cut out.
Oh, kind of
You're back.
Oh, he's
there
back.
So grumpy.
This has been going on for weeks. What is another couple of days? If
I don't think I can hold out much longer.
there's the time constraint I was looking for.
I can't walk away from this quest half finished.
It seems like we have plenty of time to research this. Few times been around this town, I'm never fucking coming back here again.
Opening up to the kitchen, you see Atticus working away, preparing you for some food. Or preparing some food for you.
Preparing us for some food.
He, again, fortunately for you,
How did you
it's
find that
enough
picture
for
of
you to
me,
see.
Docs? Still not another erotica novel, is.
Oh, I think here this might be what you're looking for. And I take one of the books I mended and kind of like awkwardly hand it over.
Is it on the top shelf? Is that where I found it?
Somebody in chat come up with a name for the erotic novel that Oro's just picked up.
Oh, Arcana Sutra is
Arcana
really
Sutra.
good.
Oh no, that's really good.
I can't. I've never been here.
That was the most guilty way to say it. Like, I've never been here.
He kind of leans to himself. I've put aside a
Boop boop. Hello.
Hello. Hi everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna play some normal Dungeons and Dragons. No Doom, no Animal Crossing. Unfortunately, just back to plain old boring storytelling. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Yeah. Hi. How's it
Hello.
going? Good. You doing good?
I don't
Yeah?
know if you're talking to us or.
I was this time. Hi, how's everyone in chat? I hope you're all well. It's been was it 3 weeks since we played this.
Yes, since we played
I
this,
think.
yeah. Or two?
Uh,
Maybe just two?
I feel like it's
This is
been
the
a year
third?
since we've played this. I don't even
it's
know.
been. It feels like it's been a long time. But we definitely had a break for charity stream. Claps to us
Yay,
and
we
all
did
of
it.
our community for getting that done and for raising a buttload of money. But now we return to Housebound Adventuring, our and it's our year anniversary,
Mm. Oh.
which is
What
fucking
did,
bananas.
what did we get each other for our anniversary?
What's
Did
the
we get-
first year is paper, right?
Yeah, what
Uh,
paper? Yeah.
DPK.
Character sheet. That's not paper.
I got a receipt.
For what?
For what?
That's all I have. I don't know.
That's
It's
my
a Sainsbury's receipt.
Got the label on this.
Oh.
Cheese melts
Oh, cheese
Oh,
melts.
what?
Oh, I want a cheese melt.
I want a cheese
and mini
melt.
donuts and some other stuff.
Shit, now I'm hungry.
Damn
Oh,
it.
damn it. Yes, a
I
whole
mean, it's only a
year.
receipt.
We've been That's true. Yeah, it's not a cheese melt or donuts. It's a paper.
It's the memories.
That's all we have.
But we're returning to the Wyvern's Underbelly. The Wyvern's Underbelly is a smuggling cave. Underneath, no, it's a cove underneath. Is it a
There's
cove underneath
under
a
a
cave?
There's a
is
cave,
it
and then underneath
cave
the
under a
cave is the
cave?
cove.
Okay. Anyway, it's a big underwater cave at the moment that has a bunch of just broken down old vessels that have been sucked under here by some kind of unnatural current. What you find in this big old cave is a shit ton of skeletons. Pirate skeletons that currently smuggle things. And they do so with the help of some merfolk that apparently have been enslaved. And they do so because Broderick Black Eyes Shelley, the pirate king, pirate master, has trapped and captured their princess. And she is held in the hold in the cargo deck, just underneath where Broderick has been chilling this entire time. You saw her briefly through a grate whilst you were having a nice little chat with him. You are here because you are looking for an item that holds Oro's adoptive's mum's lover.
Yeah.
Because Oro's adoptive mum and her mother and her wait.
Her boyfriend.
And her
adopted
lover.
mum's yeah.
Yeah, and her lover played with the deck of many things for funsies.
Never do that.
Never do that.
Always do
And when they did that, he pulled the void card and got himself teleported away and trapped. It's taken them like 18 years to get around to it, but she's finally found the location and some competent adventurers and sent them on their way. You are suspicious of the fact that
Competent
Broderick
adventurers level.
Competent.
Doesn't know our track record.
Currently, you're starting to think that as Broderick Black-Eyed Shelley has a big old chunky gem around his neck, that looks awfully suspect, very sus, and that might be the thing that you're looking for. He's come up with various stories about its origin, but mostly that he has no intent to part with it, and that you suggesting that he does part with it and give it to you in the last session upset him a lot.
Preposterous.
So you last session did have a meeting with him and you said, hey, we're smugglers. And he was like, what do you want to smuggle? And you were like, porn books. And he was like, okay. Give me a down payment. You're welcome to stay here. There's some place upstairs for the normies, people with flesh. I mean, like us, he said, where you can stay. But otherwise, get out of my sight unless you got the money. And then you left, and you bumped into First Mate Brisk. First Mate Brisk is his lieutenant, who is very grumpy and clearly wants to do a coup because he knows that adventurers like gold. And there's tons of gold here. There's loads of it. Too much for pirates. They're dead. What can they do with it? So he's given you an opportunity to inherit some of that gold by helping him kill Broderick. Although he did say, unfortunately, that Broderick is a very powerful being and that it's likely that if a fight breaks out, he's going to be able to command all of the skeletons in the nearing area to attack him, no matter what, even if they want to help you out. So you guys cooked up a plan. You have a dinner date with Broderick scheduled so that you can talk business. Your plan that we wrote down last time, because I mean this I'm glad that we wrote this down because we definitely 100% would have forgotten this. Was that Oro would try to sneak through to the princess, whilst Randall and Nurley attempted to distract Broderick. Oro will talk to the mermaid to see if she can break the orbs, because there's a cave that is filled with these protective orbs, the blessings of Umberlee. And then rejoin you after getting a little bit of info out of her. Nurley has cast water breathing, so if this all comes tumbling down, at least you won't be out of oxygen. And also remembered that Nurley purchased a bottle of something from a half-sentient bartender.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I did that.
may or
I
may
did
not
that.
be
I've got
nice.
it.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got Neurally has very strong
Didn't I do that?
blank. You might have done it, but maybe
Did
Neurally
I
took
give
it
it
because
to
you're-
Neurally? I think
yeah,
I
you
might have given
Yes.
it.
Neurally.
And then like,
Yeah,
here, you can
because
pose this.
the plan was if you end up making a noise and he notices something's going on down there and starts to look, we're gonna stomp up with the bottle and be like, "You said to get you a drink. Look, we found one."
Yeah.
Remember.
And because Oro's going to be sneaking around elsewhere, and Neurally's going to be upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. Excellent.
Okay. And you
I think we were
guys...
just gonna like hang back as we went in as well, and then if Roderick appeared, then we would distract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna be at the bottom of the stairs, and then
Right.
pop up if need to be.
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't imagine that was part of the plan as well. I'm really seriously
Okay.
doubting my memory at this juncture.
I mean, I wrote stuff down, but that doesn't mean that when I was writing it down, I heard everything. Okay, so you're going to hang back in the staircase, is that what you're saying? And you'll only go up and distract him if it sounds like he's copped on
Like if
to
you-
Oro.
Yeah, like or if like he's suddenly aware that we've come in, and it would be weird for us to like hang around in the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Huh? What? I heard you open the door. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, I didn't think there was a door to open. I thought there was just a hole in the ship.
No, there's a hole in the ship at the front. But you've been going up these stairs, which have double doors in front of them.
Are the doors on like at the top of the stairs to go
Yeah,
in,
I was
or
just. Yeah.
Okay,
the
okay,
top-
okay.
At the top of the stairs, as you go onto the top deck, I was just being
okay?
hilarious.
better.
You're joking, and then I got worried, and I'm like, oh no,
Our plan has fallen apart already.
Yeah. It hasn't even happened yet, and we've already ruined it.
Okay, so how are your? Let's do a good old fashioned. How are your characters feeling?
Damn.
It's been a little while. Let's get back into our character's skin, shall we? Let's have a moment to reflect. Okay, where are we at? Put it on like it's a coat, a coat of skin.
Oh no, not the gloves.
Not a coat of skin. Let's reflect.
Somehow the
for a
skin
moment.
gloves were definitely worse.
A quick moment to reflect. So we've got our part. You guys have been down here. You've been through a little bit of a roller coaster. The last time that you slept was up in the campsite. Since then, you've been pottering around for a little bit. You've had to go into this very bizarre underground cave situation where first time you're seeing mermaids, I assume, unless you tell me otherwise. Surrounded by
definitely
these
first time.
magical balls that are keeping water away. Undead pirates. You had a run-in with Broderick Black Eyes Shelley last time, and he had an amazing voice. Yarr! So good. How have I never done a pirate before? So how are each of our characters feeling? Let's start off with Neurally.
Very worried about the princess. Is basically like her main focus right now. She's like,
The
this
princess.
is not okay. Like she looked sick earlier, and now she's really worried. She's kind of like
Okay.
fixated on that.
How's she feeling about how about the plan?
I mean, plan seems good.
Plan seems good. Okay. Any concerns about any kind of upcoming battles, if there were to be any? If this ends up in a fight, or her projections?
Yeah, if they end up having to fight like every single skeleton in here and they don't manage to get the mermaids on their side or break the water or do something to even the odds a little bit, there is definitely some like not even trepidation, but just like this is the right thing to do, and like I think we should do it, but it's not gonna go well for us. What, Phil? Was that?
It was the light. It was absolutely the light.
Oh no, the sticky tack light. Yeah.
And I was like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this."
Hey Tresh, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream. You arrived at the perfect spooky time.
Arrived at the perfect time. Hope you like loud noises and aren't wearing headphones.
The fact that the finger bus is coming.
Hi Raiders, how's it going? You've come in at the right time because we're about to start our session.
You're right, battery rounds.
And also just whatever that was.
It's just my lights lit off.
There's no way I have 3 combat d6 already, do I?
You were
guess
just-
we
we
haven't
had a
combat in
lot.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had a combat in a while, and everyone kind of got because you can redeem them whenever, can't you?
Yeah, true.
Just a combat
Like right
one.
now with the channel points.
Oh my gosh.
Using the channel points, you can redeem combat d6s.
Or normal d6s.
Combat d6s. I heard a noise downstairs, and now I know what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, how about Aura then?
Aura feels a lot of pressure right now that she's the one that has to talk to the mermaid and doesn't know how that's gonna go. And then the whole conversation with the brisk dude, I'm like, well, I would like to not fight you, but I might have to fight you, is like, oh, I don't want to fight you now if you don't want to fight us. That's gonna be really unfortunate if that happens. There's a lot of pressure right now.
That is a lot of pressure. The whole kind of plan hinges on you at the moment, doesn't it?
Yes. Thanks for pointing that out again. I'm going to take another sip of my wine.
How about Randall?
I think Randall is probably a bit apprehensive because a lot of this plan hinges on deception. And given that he spends most of his time dealing with facts and just like truths, that's kind of at odds to that.
Okay. Do you
It
think
makes him probably a bit
is
uncomfortable.
Randall? Does he ever lie?
I don't know. I don't know whether he's ever like needed to, like ever
That's
been in
fair.
a situation where he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
had to before. Because obviously, like when they were talking to Broderick before, he was not like being fully truthful or at all truthful.
Okay.
Miles
So
just
I mean,
Miles just redeemed a d6 bonus and gave it to Dix.
Oh, thanks.
Dick's 5. Okay. So in our last session, you guys stepped away from Brisk
Mhm.
and stepped towards your dinner date. Because the plan was basically you asked him like, what time is dinner? He said to meet us for dinner, but he didn't say what time. We didn't think to ask. And he was like, well, he's an idiot and there's no sun. So you just show up and look like you're ready for dinner and he'll assume that it's dinner time. So really, there's nothing stopping you going there right now.
True.
Is there any kind of preparation that you guys want to do?
Thanks, Malcolm, for the d6. For Oro, and very certainly not Tom. Thank you. I don't know why you pointed that out, but thanks, Malcolm. I appreciate it. Yeah, beforehand, I want to like make sure with everyone that the plan ideally would be to like kill Broderick quickly. To not let him know that we're trying to do something. And if he does know, then he needs to go down as quick as possible.
Let's roleplay this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oro would say it like that anyway.
Okay.
It'll do.
Yeah, I thought that we don't want to have to fight everyone. And that's kind of why we're trying to do it this way. Like, I don't think that he really deserves any mercy, and he's already dead. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Anything else we need to discuss beforehand? Like any... No.
No.
Cannot dilly-dally
think
before I
so.
have to do it.
Is Oro putting it off? Is that what she's doing?
Yeah.
Is she,
You guys
she's
need the
buying
bathroom?
herself time?
Short rest beforehand? No? Okay.
No, ready.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well then, the plan comes into action. You guys walk towards the shattered harpoon, doing so together to begin with. Get to the bottom of the staircase that leads to the upper deck. And
Can I
Oro.
cast guidance on Oro?
Okay. So you've already. So I think at the end of the last session, you clicked on Pass Without Trace. So you've used that spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like for everyone to roll their stealth checks if you're being stealthy.
I don't think I would be stealthy.
Okay.
Because it might look a bit sus, like sneaking into the place for me.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're both supposed to be kind of acting normal on purpose.
Okay. And what are we doing? Where is Nugget right now? I've forgotten where Nugget is.
Nugget's here too. I've rolled stealth for Nugget as well. Nugget was the second one.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Nugget like be behind you two as like a barrier for where I would be. So if I hear Roderick, I can like come and hide behind Nugget, and it's not so obvious that I like come into frame all of a sudden.
Clever. Okay. All right. So you roll with your Pass Without a Trace spell bonus. That gives you a 26 and a 25 on your stealth checks, which is bonkers high. So once you arrive at the entryway here and you've got the rest of your team kind of chilling at the bottom of the staircase, you slink into the shadows. As you do so, you step into the room adjacent to the staircase and you find yourself in the room with the cage and a big old burning ball of light. The beacons that the balls create are light enough that you cast one hell of a fucking shadow the second that you see this. So you take a step around the corner, as you can kind of see from the map here. You're moving into the room with the big blue ball up here, and you can kind of see that each side there are like little doorways. And you step into which? The left or the right one?
The left one.
Okay, so stepping into the left one, you can see that as you kind of start to peer into the room, you get a good look of the cage. And that's because it is extremely well illuminated. You can see in the corner the mermaid who has a dripping bucket of water that is kind of splashing on her blue skin. You can see that the chains that bind her are very heavily rusted, as are the kind of the bars for the cage. You can also kind of see that the second that you poke your head around and you have the light of the orb cast upon you, that you moving your hand, etc., has a big old shadow. It is not easy to avoid this kind of thing. Your stealth roll is super duper high. So I'm going to take part of that as your intuition as to how you can be stealthy in this kind of environment. For you to be stealthy, you're going to have to stick to the walls, because if you cast a shadow between the upper deck or in any kind of way close to this orb, you're going to have cause such a change in the light coming from the lower deck that whomever's upstairs is absolutely going to see it. Because from where you are, as you walk into this room, above you is just wood and then that grating, that metal bar grating that leads onto the upper deck, and then the cave ceiling above you.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Stick to the walls, please. Has the mermaid noticed me?
The mermaid, from what you can see, is probably asleep.
How do you wake up a sleeping mermaid? Shit.
That sounds like the beginning to a joke.
Right, doesn't it?
And I was trying to think of the punchline and fell short of that, unfortunately.
Punchline is TPK.
What?
So when I go into the room, where is the mermaid from where I am?
So they are. So you're that's you. That little circle. That's you. The mermaid, we'll say, is in this corner here.
Of course she is. Okay, well, I want to go around the walls then, up into.
Okay.
I want to be sort of close to her, but not like, not creepy close to her, just sort of close to her.
Not scream awake kind of close.
Yeah, not like.
Okay. So you can walk across you can kind of slide against the wall here, and you do so without a sound. You do so. There are no footsteps left behind you, and because you're not casting any significant shadows here, you're very certain that you've made no kind of impact on your surroundings at all. You get to this kind of more circular area here. You recognize that this big old circle here is the mast, essentially, that's running all the way through the ship. You recognize that when you were upstairs, it was broken because obviously the ceiling of the cave had come down to a level where it snapped off. But here it's still in one piece. It's a big old chunky piece of wood. There is also a door to your right-hand side that, I mean, again, I haven't put a huge amount of effort into hiding that from you, is kind of jagged and kind of debris. Basically, it's fallen to pieces. Big gaping holes are inside of it, and you can kind of peer in as you get close to that area and see into it that there are multiple chests in here. It looks like this room is flowing with gold almost. It's almost liquid. The floor is still damp and wet, and it still stinks in here like a seabed would. But you can see that this is a trove of treasure. And as you kind of peer in through these cracks in the doorway, as you might see here, you can see that there is a gaping hole in the hull that you suspect you could probably climb up if necessary.
Okay.
The mermaid does not move. Because you stealthy as fuck. She has no idea you're there. Here's the problem with being stealthy. When you're trying to wake someone up. How do I make someone see me when I'm invisible?
I'm gonna go. Psst. Psst. Wait.
So you're doing psst in order to try and wake this mermaid, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. So whilst this is happening, you guys are stood at the bottom of the staircase, kind of listening to see if there's any kind of noise coming from anywhere that suggests that Broderick is kind of up and about and might have recognized that something's going on. Okay. You hear a shout. Yar! Shiver me timbers! From upstairs. Oro also hears this. She kind of freezes in place. Dead silent.
Realized I was muted. Does he sound alarmed, or is this like a boisterous sort of exclamation?
Give me an inside check!
Okay.
Hi, Adam.
Tossing
Hi,
liquid
Bobs.
gold coins.
15.
Make it.
15. Nice. Also, hi, S Dust and Unpopular Onion. Onion?
Onion. That's how you say
Onion.
it.
Onion.
That's how I say it.
How's it going, guys?
There's
So
a video where somebody says it like that. I got an onion, Dad.
We're usually a little bit more chat interaction-y, but I've been a bit focused today. Apologize. Start tossing liquid gold coins at the sleeping mermaid. That's definitely going to go well. That will make no noise for our stealthing gobbo lass. 15 insight. It sounds like it was at somebody. It was directed towards somebody. It doesn't sound like it was surprise.
Okay.
More like frustration. You going to react to that in any way?
Do I hear him moving towards what I know to?
Also a good check to do. Insight check, please, Randall.
Why me?
Oh, damn it! Yeah, okay. You also know. You can also tell that he's interacting with somebody and frustrated at somebody rather than that he's got some kind of shock or alarm about him.
Mhm.
I really wanted you to roll badly so that you guys could be in a contest about what the right call was. But I guess you both pass fine.
Oh. Foil again,
Alright.
Mr. DM.
Dice are against me today. But either way. Alright. We're shushed. A couple moments passed and he appears to continue doing whatever he's doing. You kind of hear now like there's a conversation going on. Do you want to give me a perception check?
Yes. I would like to re-roll that with my lucky feet.
Hmm.
Guess who remembered she has a lucky feet? That's me. Okay.
The luckiest feet.
You're starting to pick up bits of the conversation. It definitely sounds like he's talking to somebody. 100%. But you can't seem to hear the other person reply.
Okay.
In fact, it sounds a little bit like he's doing the voice for the other person. It sounds like he's having a conversation with himself, but also acting as the person he's talking to. You can't pick up quite what they're saying,
Okay.
but he seems distracted.
I'll try the psst, I think, again.
The pst thing does not seem to be working, unfortunately.
Aw, Shadow, hey, thanks for subscribing. Hey, Mom, I appreciate it. Hey. Mr. Stream Baby, oh my god. Yeah, having an NPC. I wanted to ask you, Tom, what the conversation was for you to just ad lib what the different voices
Oh
were.
no! Perception was too low. Oh,
Damn it.
how terrible.
So I have a flask, right? I assume probably in an explorer pack or something. I have like a flask of water.
Sure.
I want to open that water and pour some on my hand and like flick it at the mermaid in like different places on her body that isn't like just the top of her head to try and wake her up.
Okay, that's a really good idea. Okay. Let's go for... What kind of check would that be?
A
Really any
freaking water check.
That's not really any check, is it? Let's make it a check. What
Right.
what check do you think it would be, Jenny?
A perception check, an insight check, a performance check.
I'll take performance.
11. I could reuse. I'm using my d6. My d6.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it.
I
I'll take it simply because you used your d6 as well. As you start to splash her with water, from what you can assume is in places that she's not usually been dripped on by this bucket that's directly above her, you can see that she does seem to stir.
Psst, psst. Shh.
She kind of pulls up at the chain that's kind of burning into her skin. You can kind of see that she kind of pulls herself up and against the cage, and then she turns away from you and turns back, and she looks very concerned.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, I'm here to help.
Bloop, bloop.
Shit. That's what I thought would happen.
So I'm going to give this one as a freebie. She's speaking a language that you do not understand. It's
thought
not
this would be-
actually bubbles, but there are definite parts of the sounds that kind of appear. It sounds a little bit like running water is coming out of her mouth. Not that she's there like the sounds of running water are what are coming out of your mouth. She's kind of getting, there are a couple of phrases that kind of spat out that are kind of broken common, as well as some kind of like gurgling noises. It sounds like it's a very actually articulate language that you just have absolutely no grasp of.
Okay. Is she noticed me? Is she scared of me, or
She's looking directly at you and she's addressing you.
okay? Aura's gonna have to try and use some sign language and mime her way through it.
Oh, no.
Baby!
Shit, if only I was Randall.
Baby, I
Fuck.
love the way that you mime.
Damn, okay. I'm gonna try and mime. I'm like,
Can you just appreciate how perfect the miming skill is in this scenario?
Yes.
Oh my
So good.
god.
So I'm thinking this would be much better if Randall was here, but I might not have much time, so I'm going to try from what I've
Channel
learned
it in
from
a
Randall.
Okay.
And then if not, then I'm going to go Randall. I'm going to be like, I'm good. We're gonna like tries to think
I'm
of like
absolutely gonna need you to do all of the the miming.
Do I have a notebook and pen that I can draw it?
Well, you've got your writing tools.
Okay.
If you recall, you've been taking notes the same way because you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
mimic
that's true.
Randall. You've seen Randall doing his notes.
That's true. Mars, thank you for gifted a sub to Joe. Oh no,
Holy
not for
moly,
Joe.
a wild
There's
Leo
wild
night.
Leo. I saw the wild and then the L it cuts off on mine, and I did see it. Thank you so much for gifting a sub, Mars. I will appreciate it. Give too many. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's a lot of subs.
Stop it.
After spending all that money on tools, Miles.
Tools.
Tools.
Stop it. Okay, how do I mime this? I think Oro would try her best to be like, I'm good. Guy upstairs. I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
That's the plan. You are gonna be okay. I'll pour some water in my hand and be like,
She looks
confused.
she looks confused, but like kind of pleasantly confused. Like she looks like she's kind of like she likes you but has no idea what's going on. Like
Okay.
you've clearly successfully formed some kind of positive interaction here.
Okay, great. Good news.
She's received what you're putting out in a
Okay.
good light, but
Right.
she's very confused as to what you're talking about.
Okay.
We're essentially gone, me good, you good, he this.
Bad. Yes.
Which to us makes sense, but in this situation maybe not 100% to this person.
Yeah.
But you've definitely got a good thing going on.
Okay. At this point, I feel like I'm wasting my time and it could be better used, so I'm gonna be like, wait. I'll wait right there, and I want to sneak back out the way I came in, and try and get Randall instead.
Okay. You get to Randall. Randall, you've been waiting patiently with your ears out, kind of like trying to get an eye on what's going on, listening out for any kind of emergency scenarios where you and Nerly are going to have to burst upstairs and be like, hey, look at us, whoa, woo, woo.
We're so noisy, wow.
So when Oro sneaks up to you, and she does so in such an incredibly skilled way, you freak the fuck out. Not necessarily verbally, but she just appears next to you, and like, you tell me, Oro, do you walk up next to him and you just kind of thing, like trying to get his attention?
I like tug on his
Throw water at
sleeve.
me.
Okay, so he's chilling, kind of like looking up a staircase towards a set of double doors, listening out to vague mumbles of a conversation that's going on upstairs, and then suddenly there's a yank on your arm.
Oh.
The mermaid doesn't understand me. You need to go and mime what needs to happen, because I can't fucking mime.
Okay.
She doesn't know what. She seems cool with me, but she doesn't know what I'm trying to tell her.
Okay.
Use your skill.
I don't know if it works with people who don't
It'll be fine.
understand, but okay.
Be sneaky. Go around the outside of the room. Okay, it's very bright in there.
Okay.
Careful of your eyes. Don't look into it.
Okay.
Roll me a stealth check, please, Randall.
Since I'm still in the aura.
Oh yeah, no, you still get the pass without trace.
Yeah. 'cause I might need it.
26. Not too bad. Okay. So that's the information that I was going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start off by taking her advice and sticking to the outside edge.
Okay. So you shimmy along the wall. It's kind of like blisters and
Yeah.
kind of like bits of nasty wood.
Can
that
I,
can
when I
rot
want to
in there.
get just to like just in the door and around the corner,
Mhm.
and like because I haven't actually even seen the mermaid yet.
Okay. So this is the first time
Oh.
you've seen mermaids in the water outside.
Yeah.
But this is a very new thing for you. This is the first time you're seeing this particular one. You can see that she's awake and she's very curious about you. She's chained to one of the bars at the back of the cage. You can see that the bars themselves are quite rusted, but they are very thick, so they seem like they might be quite sturdy. You can see that the chains and the binds that she's got on her have kind of eaten into her flesh a little bit. You can see that she's got some wounds on her arms.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that in comparison to the mermaids outside, her skin is quite pale, and she looks unwell. You can see that around her brow, she has a kind of a tattoo of some kind, maybe a birthmark that leads around as if it's as kind of like a crown around her head. She is bald, but she has pointed ears.
Okay. So if she's noticed me,
Mhm.
then I'm not going to go any further into the room.
Okay.
Just going to like stay where I am and then do some miming,
Sure.
I guess.
Mhm.
I'm gonna mime like we're friends.
Okay. So I'm going to need you to suggest to me what kind of vague movements you would, because you are an expert at mime, as imbued upon you via the walking stick magical item that you have. You're gonna successfully mime whatever you want to mime. But I'd like you as a player to kind of suggest to me what
Okay.
sort of thing you're gonna do.
So it'd probably be like Weir is like pointing at both of us and be like, good.
Or is watching intently and like,
yeah.
that's what I did.
And then be like, how do we help you? So like your shackles, we're gonna break your shackles. How do we we break your shackles?
Okay, all right.
Question.
Okay. Oro and Randall took the same course on miming. Listen, Oro took a course in miming, maybe. Randall, probably up to this point, didn't really even recognize how good at miming he was.
True.
And really his
wasn't.
skill, exactly, his skill has been given to him by the magical item that he's got. So what you're communicating to her is that we're good. We want to break your shackles. How do we help?
Yep.
Okay. And she kind of looks back to you and just tugs on the shackles that she's got around her arms, and she looks confused because I mean, you might be talking more conceptually. How do we free
Right.
you? She's thinking more literally, like,
Okay.
You think I haven't tried?
Okay. But like,
We need her help. We need mermaid help.
I'd be like, no, we.
I thought she was saying mining.
Oh, just mining around the ship.
Sorry, go ahead, Dobbs. I apologize.
Gonna try and do the same concepts but with different actions.
Okay.
So like you walk.
She looks down at her fish body.
Okay.
Can
Can I see, like, how far in the door did you go, Randall?
So like literally just as far in the door as I needed to go for her to notice me, rather than like all the way around because I need to be close.
I have paper from where I was talking to little Evelyn. I do think. Yep. I'm gonna write on a little piece of paper, ask about orbs, and just kind of like set it down on our side of the door by the door so that Randall can read it, so I'm not actually making noise.
There's a massive floating orb right next to you. What's this about?
Or no, what I would have
Yeah.
written was like ask how to break, if like can it be broken, or like can it be dissolved in some way.
Yeah, but like the Orby thing, break, smash, break it.
She seems adamant
Question?
on that idea. She seems absolutely adamant on that idea. I mean, do you talk about like? So you bring up the concept of breaking it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, do that." She seems
like-
very secure about that.
I take my walking stick or my quarterstaff / walking stick and be like, not actually hit it, but just like,
She goes, but she's like, "Yeah, that seems good, but I don't know."
okay. I'm gonna hit it.
You're gonna hit it.
Yep.
Okay. Roll damage, please.
Adam, that's a terrible idea.
Need to increase our inversion. The player miming should have to mute themselves and then go for it. Okay. So, wham! You bring the walking stick against the orb. As you do so, you can hear the reverberations echo throughout the entirety of the cave. Every part of the inner ship starts to vibrate. The wood itself even starts to splinter almost slightly. You can definitely, absolutely hear echoes of it. And you can also see, as you look out vaguely through the door into the water out here, ripples across the surface of the water.
Okay. On this, after the initial shock, I want to run back through the door onto the staircase. I want to lie on the staircase with my quarterstaff like up on the staircase and wait for him to open the door.
Oh no! Sir Broderick, how could this happen to us? What did I do to deserve such fate?
I'm just so strong, and when I hit with my quarterstaff as I fell, so loud.
So your concept here is that you want to go and pretend that you've fallen over.
I tripped up the stairs. It's a flawless plan.
And it was so loud that it created shockwaves throughout the ship and the cave. Okay. All right. So you guys hear this massive wham noise. The air around you almost seems to vibrate. You can see the water ripple in the cave behind you. You can see that the wood in the ship around you starts to break just very slightly. And the vibrations are still running through the wood underneath you. And then Randall runs, speedily as ever, runs out
Full speed.
and lays on the staircase in front of you. Nearly, Oro?
Hitting it didn't work.
Do I hear a change in the room beyond the door by any chance?
I think it's safe to say that there's a change, yes.
What type of change?
So you hear escalated footsteps as they get closer and closer to the door. No, what the hell? What be happening?
Randall, no, are you okay? You fell. Oh.
I definitely look surprised and worried. I don't think I have to deceive anyone into thinking I'm
No
surprised
deception
and
there.
worried.
That's absolutely no.
Yep.
That's no deception. Oro,
I'm genuinely
you're
concerned.
But you can see what you've kind of got the gist of what he's doing.
I mean, I guess so.
He's
mean,
perfect at
you tell
miming.
me.
We know exactly what
A
he's
perfect
doing.
miming.
Oh yes, no, you're right. You're right. But I mean, so he's perfectly miming that he's fallen over.
Yeah.
Nobody's immediate response is maybe not 100% to put the whole picture together, but more of a oh fuck kind of situation. And maybe her brain is more like, our plan has gone to shit big time. Fucking hell. Very pleased that it wasn't me that made your plan go to shit. Oro's reaction is...
My
Oro's
reaction is the show must go on.
Yes,
we must
right.
pretend this is how it should have gone.
Perfect. Oh my fucking god, I love this. Okay, so you're like, oh no!
Oh, Reno! You okay? Did you hurt your bad knee?
The double doors ahead of you slam open, and as they do so, you can see Broderick kind of almost fall and trip over you himself as he steadies himself with both hands. You can see that his kind of like bone fingers have started to just like embed themselves into the wood itself, because he's just, you know, he's got no nociceptors or mechanoreceptors, so he's got no skin. So he so he doesn't know how hard he's using his hands as he slams them into the wall to stop himself to a halt. You can see that he breaks part of the wood, and he just looks over you. Yo, what the fuck be happening here?
I tripped. Oh.
Deception check.
I would like to use my inspiration preemptively.
I was going to say, would you say that he has advantage on the roll because he's perfectly miming that he fell?
Yeah, that's
Nope.
a good point.
Okay, just kidding.
I like that.
Perfect. I like where you went, but perfectly miming that you fell might. Oh,
You have a D6 bonus to the other one. Just to sort of point that out.
Oh, I've got combat ones. Oh no, I do have a normal D6.
was it a combat one?
No, you had
No, I have-
you had a normal one.
I have a normal one as well.
Mhm.
I do have a normal one.
Oh, that's a nice change there.
Ooh.
What a hefty addition.
And I'm very, very good at miming.
You are very, very good at miming. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to roll, rather than just give you that, I'm going to roll to see his insight.
Oh, I think you should just give it to me, to be honest.
He's pretty stupid, though.
True.
So you get a pretty...
I want to try and
fair
sell
shot
it
on this.
further by being like, oh, these fleshy bodies tripping all the time. Live people trip so much. It's
True.
just a natural part of life.
Yeah.
At
and
least we
living.
have proof from the dice that Randall isn't great at lying. We just start this session with being like, how do you feel about lying?
Oh, yeah. And that's why he's not very
you
good at
said, I'm great at lying. I love it. It's fab.
That's the favorite thing.
He's got a taste now.
Do you want to know what I rolled?
I
Not
do.
Do you want to take a guess?
Probably 18.
I rolled 15. So so he's like, you fell over on these stairs. How many years have you been walking upstairs? You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but I've got... Like, why do you think I've got this walking stick? Like,
These fleshy bodies do be falling over a lot.
they do.
What with all the flesh that we've got getting in the way of our bones.
Exactly.
Stupid. Gosh darn it.
I'm sure
Well-
that happens to you as well all the time.
Oh, all the time, because I'm so alive. What are you doing here?
It's dinner time.
Oh, you be wanting that dinner we had organized. All right, well.
I brought a drink. I showed him the wine.
Well, that's very kind of you. Come on up here. And yeah, my pirate voice is slipping through into Irish. Tom sounds Paddy.
Because I'm still alive.
Okay. When the Egypt slipped out, I was like, "Fuck."
True.
There's only if he trips to the table. Listen, he starts walking towards the table that you saw him previously. There were stools set aside for him to play cards with one of his skeletal crew, And you see as you kind of walk towards him that he like stumbles a bit, like, "Ah,
These fleshy
oh
bodies.
no, these fleshy
Oh.
bodies." He's very clearly faking it. Oh, tripping over all the time. You make your way across the deck, and you sit at the far end, and you go to the raised platform on the other side of the deck, where there is a small table. This table is kind of covered in coins, and kind of a couple of like chalices of bronze and silver. And he kind of, you can see that alongside this, like there are some gold coins, there's some bags of what you assume are more coins and maybe some precious gems. There are some different kind of like I said, chalices and bits and bobs. But you can see that there are also next to those bowls, wooden bowls that have been filled with kind of, they look like rotting fish at the moment. One of them is kind of shredded down to the bone. Obviously, these guys don't have a sense of smell, so it doesn't bother them. But the another one, one was empty, and you can see that on the side it says Broderick Black Eyes Shelley. It looks like lovingly carved, that perhaps he did it himself. And he leads you across the deck, and he sits you down. You can see that there aren't enough stools, because you are sat in stools around this table at the end of the deck. You're surrounded by some of his treasure, and as you get up here, you can see this giant gaping hole in the hull that leads down into the room below that Ori will be able to identify. And he kind of leads you over there and up onto the deck. Nugget climbs with you as you peter over across the cage at the top, and he's got no idea that you guys were fucking around with the light source downstairs. But as you walk across the deck rather, you look down and you can see the light source. There's a crack in what appears to be the surface of this huge orb, and where that light comes through that crack is especially bright. So as you're kind of walking towards the front of the ship, you can see the light casting on the ceiling of the cave above you, and you can see that there is one jagged beam, kind of this line that's carved into the ceiling, that's definitely from the damage that you've caused by hitting it. You can walk across to the other side of the cave and sit down. There are 2 stools that are not being used by Broderick. He sits himself down at the far end, and he waits patiently for you to sit. "Yar! Patience is not my virtue," he says, after he's just said he's being patient. "Sit down!"
I'll sit on the
You
floor with
said-
Nugget.
So go ahead.
I said I'll sit on the
You're
floor
so
with Nugget.
polite. Okay.
Okay. How many stools are there? Yeah, I was going to ask.
2.
2. Okay, then yeah, I'll take a stool.
And Randall will take the other. Okay.
Yep.
You sit down, and he shoves one of the bowls towards you that's got rotting fish in it, picks up the empty one that's got his name on it, and just pretends to eat.
Roderick, there's nothing in there. You should have some of this.
What? Oh,
This
it's because I've eaten it all.
You should have some more.
Arr.
You should have some more. Big pirate boy like you needs all the food he can get.
But I'm such a good host.
Oh, you're too kind. You should have the food though.
Gotta
It's
make
okay.
sure your guests are eating well.
Oh, we've ate plenty. I almost went into pirate. Plenty. We've ate
Plenty. We've eaten plenty. Arr.
I am getting hook vibes from this, Adam. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Have you all seen that where they pretend there's food, and when he pretends hard enough, the food appears for him?
Oh yeah, well, they're like Peter Pan stuff, right?
Well, the movie was Hook.
Oh, but the pirates don't do that, do they?
No. It's so the movie was called Hook. It was with Robin Williams, and he's an adult, and he's come back, and he sits down to dinner, and the bowls are all empty, and they're like, "God damn, Peter, you have to imagine."
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm with you. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the pirate in particular.
No. Name of the movie. I'm going to take. Are there cups out?
There are 2 cups.
Um,
Like I said, there are chalices as well, but they are of
Yeah.
mixed quality, and some of them have coins in still.
I'm just going to set the bottle of wine on the table then, or the whatever it is. I don't think we actually know the bottle of indistinguishable liquid,
Mhm.
and set it on the table, like moderately ceremoniously, like, oh, here's this gift that we have brought to you, but I'm just not saying anything. I'm just going to set
Sure.
it down in front of him.
Okay, well, he picks it up and he uses what's little of his teeth he has still in his skull to just unceremoniously pop the top of it and pour it into 2 cups. And then he gives one back to you. And then he has one himself.
What's it smell like?
It is very, very strong. Give me a perception check. The DC's low.
Okay. Perception. 11 with a +5. I said I'll only manage to get an 11.
It's a Katie roll. It's okay.
Sure is.
This smells like vodka. It's so strong that it kind of stings.
I'm going to like pretend to have a sip, and then I'm just going to hand it to Oro.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to do a deception check or a performance check to determine whether or not he can see that you're
Deceptive
pretending.
performance.
It is
Deception or
the
performance.
same either way. Oh no, I would like to add. This isn't combat. Just kidding. I have nothing to add to that.
Attack the glass.
Attack the glass.
He don't drink any of that. Get it down your gullet.
I just am not much of a drinker, and it's very strong.
We're here to talk business, and when we talk business, we drink.
I'm gonna take a sip. It's like as small as I can manage to still like swallow, and it look like I've had something to drink. And
Okay,
hope
well, he
that
sees you
you know.
starting to take a small sip. He's like, "No!" and he nudges your hand. So you get to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good. 4.
The entirety of the glass goes down into your gullet.
Whoa.
You drink the whole thing. It's a small cup, so it's not a full like massive glass. It's not a shot glass. It's a medium-sized cup, and you take most of it with a dexterity saving throw of 4. Almost the entirety of it goes straight down your throat. I would have said that a small amount splashes down your cheeks,
Yeah.
but only a minuscule amount of it. Most of it is down your throat, and you kind of swallow in shock, and you're like.
But you learn a new ability. You learn how to breathe fire.
Yeah. There you go.
I would like you, as Adam suggested, to make a con save.
Yeah, I thought that was. I'm better at those. There we go.
Oh, okay. Very good. You are drunk
Instantly drunk.
with a con save of 20. You are still drunk.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that I didn't vomit. That's what I was assuming the conflict was for.
So, if you'd rolled lower, this would have been worse. But you can immediately feel the effects of it, and over the next couple of minutes, it will get worse. Functionally,
Yeah.
it's the same, but we'll take it as getting worse.
Yeah, it's gonna process a bit to get into the system.
Yeah, as it starts to get into your system, and you start to realize just how strong this stuff is. The second that you smell of it, you could tell that it was strong. Now that it's in your mouth and in your system, this is the strongest. Vodka was a vague umbrella term for this. This is just straight up almost pure alcohol that's barely flavored at all. It is extremely strong, and you are going to act now as if you have suffered 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh, so disadvantage on my ability checks. That's fine. I'm not gonna yeah, it's
Okay.
ever clear, basically.
Okay.
Great.
You immediately get the sense that this is very, very strong, and that you're going to have, but it hasn't quite got to your kind of consciousness now, just how strong it is. So when you take a swig, you're like, oh, that's strong stuff, but it doesn't really get you to like, I'm gonna be fucked soon. And you kind of like, okay.
I'm just kind of like,
You okay,
He,
Nearly?
he sees your reaction, and he takes his drink, which he pours down his throat, and you can see come out the other end of his jaw and just kind of splash down his rib cage and onto some of the tatters of a jacket he was wearing.
So he's nice and flammable.
And he looks at you. It's a medium-sized cup.
no, he said he's nice and flammable.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a medium-sized cup. He's not put that much on. But he's seen you, and he's seen how your reaction, and he's like, it's strong stuff, very strong. Oh, wow, shiver me timbers.
My timbers are shivering.
Wow, they're all a shiver. Any for you. And he pours another glass.
Will you
Is
have
he
some
looking
more?
at somebody else?
He
Oh, okay.
directs it towards Randall because Randall is the only other person sat down here.
Well, I guess I'm having some. I mean, we bought it for you, but I suppose if you're offering, I'll have to have.
Drink together. Drink with me.
Is his cup still on the table? And does it have anything?
Oh no. So he's drank his, and then he's put his cup back down again.
And then he's like, "Drink with me," and I'm like, "Sure, I'll drink with you, but your cup's empty." And I top his cup up.
Okay.
Maybe skeletons can get drunk. We'll find out.
Maybe.
At least we'll get rid of this so we don't all end up hammered.
This is the actor that is never given any lines, and is usually the tree in plays. Not Dom, but Broderick.
I was gonna say, my
No.
feelings.
Not you.
You're playing someone who can't act perfectly.
Don't know how to feel about that. But he passes. He takes the cup after you refill it.
Yeah.
And then he watches you.
And then I attempt to mime drinking it.
Miming requires no props.
Oh, what?
That's
But
the
you
whole
can mime
point
it
of
and then
miming.
like spill it down yourself or something. Are you wearing something that you could like
I
soak
think
it
I had like a
into?
big beard, and then I could like pour it and just, like, run down
Just
the
absorb
beard.
into the.
You just turn to the side and like tilt the cup so it runs down over your face a bit that way, and he can't tell. Except no, the whole side of you will be wet. But then if he points that, never mind. I can't keep giving you pointers. I'll have something in case he points it out.
So what are you gonna do? Miming requires
I
no
don't-
props, so it's not gonna help you here, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, I don't know if Randall would know what else to do other than drink it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna drink it.
So he's gonna drink it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make a
no.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, no.
I hope you have a plan, Aura.
Oh no! I had a plan at the start, and that plan is coming to fruition quicker than I thought it would.
Oh no. Okay. You go from one to drunk a lot faster than Neurally does. The smell of this is bad, so you already start to regret it the second that it hits your tongue. You take 2 points of exhaustion as you are
I don't know what
fucking
that does.
smashed. You are absolutely smashed.
Shit.
Whoa.
Nugget
You
might have to carry us all
disadvantage
home.
on Skill checks and your speed is halved? Is that what the second stage of exhaustion is?
Let's find out.
No, you have to be the speed of a normal character.
Disadvantage on ability checks and speed is halved.
Oh dear.
I can't believe I actually remembered that.
I'm sure somewhere there are rules for how drunkenness is supposed to go down, but this is what we're using today.
I
I think it works
exhaustion
all right.
because this is like half alcohol, half poison, clearly. So yeah. Somebody dropped the rat poison pellets into the bottle before closing it, and here we are.
It didn't have a label on it,
Yeah.
and it just it happened to be. It was behind what looked like maybe a bar, and it was given to you by a semi-conscious skeleton.
Little do we
It's
know, we're
actually the
just
cleaning
drinking
product they
straight
use.
turpentine. Yeah,
Exactly. You've got no idea that this is actually a drink at all.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to him because he's a skeleton.
Unless it like dissolved bone. You know,
It's not
if it
acid.
was acidic.
Hey, Coca-Cola, if given like 24 hours, can make bones soft. That's all I'm saying. So like, so to what degree, after just a few minutes, are the effects at this juncture? Like, how quickly is this stuff hitting my system? Well, I guess Randall, you should explain first, because
Yeah, for Randall, it's he's got a couple seconds before he's already tipsy, having finished the glass. We're taking extreme liberties with metabolism here.
suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, you're already tipsy. The next stage for you is drunk, and that will happen within the next couple of minutes. For Nurali, you can feel yourself getting tipsy way fast. How much alcohol would Nurali have drunk with her background?
So none at first, but if you'll remember, I was slowly acclimating myself to it by getting wine and mixing it with different things. Like
Yes, I remember you
Yeah.
I
I think I like watered it down or something.
Talon all the way back when we were back in Nesmith.
Mhm.
Simpler times.
The times.
And was like, I think I had water or milk the first couple of times we sat down to have meals, and then I started doing the like, I'll have a wine, and then I had different drinks that I was like slowly working myself into that.
Okay, so yes, you, as far as you're concerned, this is just a normal strong drink.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
You don't know anything better. How about Randall?
I think drinks would be part of Randall's life.
Yeah.
Probably not like heavy drinking, like pirates on a ship.
Yeah. How about, I mean, so your drinking experience, maybe reflect on the time in the monastery. Is that going to be just, you know, like ales brewed there, or?
I think probably mostly just like wines, because it's a bit simpler to make.
Sure. Okay.
So maybe some like homemade wines, or some maybe occasionally they'd bring in some drinks from the town. But
okay. Oro, with a circus background, it seems to me obvious that you have got smashed on several occasions, despite only being 18.
I was brought up on the alcohol, soothed by it.
But feel free to you tell me.
No, I think that's how it would go at a circus. That drink is a very common thing.
Yeah, and it seems likely to me that your experience of being around drunk people has also been quite broad. So you can tell pretty much immediately that was some strong stuff, because you can smell it from where you are, and you're sat on the floor with Nugget. And you can get a whiff from the second that they crack open the bottle. And the second they take a swig, you can kind of start seeing them sway a little bit. That gives you cause for concern.
Randall drops the cup.
Like Obelix fell on an alcohol cauldron at birth. You've dug that out of the deepest recesses of my nostalgia. I used to read the Obelix and Asterix comics so much when I was a kid. I'd completely forgotten about that part of his like lore. My God. Aww. Hi Bryce, how's it going? Congratulations on your 24-hour stream for Extra Life.
Yeah.
Nice.
I watched a solid chunk of your Shrek Beat Saber playthrough, which I thought was excellent. I love the idea that someone's gone through and beat mapped the entire thing.
That's crazy.
Very good. Right. Anyway, so you dropped the cup.
Randall's dropped the cup, and I'm feeling tipsy, but not quite to the degree that Randall is. Right? Is where we're at right now.
Give it a moment, and then you'll be there.
Whereas
Randall's already tipsy, moving towards drunk.
And it's lightly swaying in his chair.
Oh dear.
This is Broderick. A good operation you've got going on here. It's really clever.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for saying so. And he kind of like, he sees Randall start to sway and he's like, are you okay there? That's strong stuff.
Very strong.
We're not
Strong.
party pirates like you, or not pirates, smugglers, you know.
Well, I
Don't
was
have-
once a pirate.
The Constitution that you do.
Well, I think I won that drinking game with 2 drinks. Jesus. Well, shiver me timbers. Let's get down to business, I guess. Are you joining us back there?
I'm just, you can't see. I'm like, it's on the table.
I really love the idea. I want that to be my next Patreon reward thing, is just Nugget chilling out, and then under Nugget's wing you can just see Aura's head just poking up out here.
I'll note it down.
Just chilling, just like nose up to here, like.
I'm here to.
So he kind of gestures vaguely over at you to see if you're going to join in.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah?
I'll join in. But Broderick, where I'm from, we have a game that we play when we drink.
I'm listening.
We drink. We have to drink at the same time, and then whoever finishes first is the winner.
That seems like a good idea to me.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh. I like where you're going with this. Okay, what do you
Okay,
wanna-
pour
what do you wanna pull
drinks.
off here?
Pour drinks.
Uh-huh.
So there's a song. There's a song that we sing, right? And I'm like to Nerly and Randall, like, there's a song we sing, right? Okay.
Song.
All right, keep with me, guys. Keep with. So it's we like to drink with Broderick because Broderick is our mate. We like to drink with Broderick because he gets it down in 8. She questions her wording at the end.
I like that. Okay.
And then at the end of that, down it.
7, 6, 5.
Yeah. What's that happening?
Okay. I like this very much. I'm going to ask you to give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
The outcomes are only good. It's just a scale of how good.
Okay. Persuasion, did you say?
Uh-huh.
What is guidance last? Because you never did need to use that. But I think
I
it's
didn't.
only a
Oh, yeah?
minute in game.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a good roll. It's
Yeah,
a very good roll.
17.
Okay. So, you get your cup.
Mhm.
He's got his cup. He's like, okay then, sing for us. And he looks over to Nerly and Randall.
We
Okay.
We
Uh,
like
Yeah.
to
I like
drink
Katie
with
doesn't know what basic song, like the
Broderick.
bass song is that you're parodying. So I'm having
Okay,
trouble.
no,
like,
so that is a drinking song that they do,
Oh.
at least in the UK. I don't know.
okay.
You not heard this one, Docs?
Yeah.
I've never had to sing it because I'm not a pub
Nope.
and club and bar guy, so this is not something I've ever.
No, I
But I've heard it plenty of times of different variations. I like the one that the Jenny's used. So it's we like to drink with Broderick.
Broderick.
Broderick is our mate.
yeah, we like to drink
Yeah.
about it. He gets it down in 8.
He gets down in 8.
And then
7,
1, 2, oh,
6,
whatever.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the idea is that you've got a pint and you're downing it.
Oh.
And that's the countdown
And that's the countdown.
to
yeah.
social humiliation.
Yes.
So we like to drink with Broderick because Broderick is our mate. We like to drink with Broderick. He gets it
He
down
gets
in
it down in
8,
8.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay. So with a persuasion roll of 17, and you guys are going to sing for me. It's going to be
Okay.
very out of time because
Yeah.
agency problems.
Zoom.
Uh-huh.
But I want it to happen anyway, and I think
Okay.
everyone watching also wants it to happen. So I'd like both of you two to count and do the song for us, please.
Okay.
Wait,
Unless,
So-
you,
is
unless to simplify it, let's do. This is not simplifying. This is complicating it, but it makes it sounds a little bit better for stream. Neurally, you sing the first half. We like to drink with Broderick because Broderick is our mate. And then Docs, you do. We like to drink with Broderick he gets it down in 8, and then Oro counts us down.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
More complicated, but way more fun.
Okay.
Let's start from
I'm
the
trying to
top.
remember how the melody you said goes.
Mm.
So she's kind of like, she blinks a few times and she's like, we like to drink with Broderick because Broderick is our meat.
Yep.
We like to drink with Broderick. He gets it down in 8.
7, 6, 5, 5.
Okay, so Broderick, the second that you guys start counting down, starts glugging.
Mhm.
And he's very, very quickly, because he's got nowhere to go, it just spills out of his jaw.
Mhm.
What's Oro doing?
I'm tipping it down underneath the table as Sue's doing that.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'd like you're still under the effect of Pass Without Trace,
Mhm.
to roll a stealth check. Oh no, sleight of hand check. It's not stealth, it's sleight of
Okay.
hand check. Oh no, you don't get your plus 10.
70.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So rather than just, so the second you go 8, 7, he gets the drink up to him, he pours him down himself immediately. But because of your amazing persuasive skill, he keeps it up there and he continues to glug with the song as if he's actually drinking it. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Like he's still there, he's still pretending, and he's assuming the entire time that you're doing the same thing.
Mhm.
So with your sleight of hand check as well as that, you easily discard the drink with no problem whatsoever. But he is still chugging by the time that you've done that and you've got back and you're like, oh, whatever. Gets to the end of the song and he's like, till it gets to 2, 1, and he's just like, whoa, that is strong stuff. I like that game.
Fun,
Very
right?
good.
Yeah, fun.
It's a good game. Mm.
You guys are good at singing too.
Oh,
You can see that he's taken a sway on.
oh, yes. Me too.
I don't even think that Brandon noticed Oro discard the drink. He's probably too focused on Broderick.
He's just absolutely like into the song as well. I like to think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything that celebrates him, right?
Okay. He's super happy with it.
Mhm.
Well, business. Business. You're smuggling. We're smugglers. What are your books?
Books. Yeah.
And we talked about the Tingle Cow. But I have a question now that we're gonna finish everything. What's to stop one of the water just from coming in and ruining everything? Like before the Tingle Kelp gets put on the box. Like I see that there's like walls of water, but I don't know why.
We've got these blessings of Umberly. We found them down here and we assembled them in a way that keeps our storage safe from the water.
Have any ever broken?
Never. They're unbreakable, probably.
Probably.
Unbreakable, probably. It's in their marketing materials.
Never.
Obviously,
Not even a crack.
that's good to know because it would be awfully a shame if all of our books got ruined before they could get all covered up in your goo stuff that makes the box
Super
not
bad.
wet.
That would be bad indeed. Very bad.
So you're sure you've never had one break? I've never
Never.
tried to break one. Just to
No.
be sure. Okay. That's good.
But why would we? Because they're unbreakable. Probably.
Probably.
Well, that's what I would do to know if they were unbreakable would be to try to break one. But that's why I'm not running the business, I guess.
We can't all have business smarts. You're good looking. That'll do.
Thank you.
Probably.
Maybe sleeping with Broderick is the next part of the plan.
I would like Oro to make a deception check, please, since you're pretending to be drunk.
Okay.
you will have advantage on this roll because you are trying to deceive someone who is pretending to be drunk.
I would like to do a look roll on that, please.
It's okay. No, you've got advantage, so you can roll
Oh.
twice anyway.
Okay. I would like to do a look roll on that, please.
I don't think you can use a luck roll on a dice that you've already re-rolled.
Well, it wasn't a
Oh.
reroll. It was because
was
it
an
was
advantage
advantage, so
roll.
there was 2 rolls. I
Oh,
think
does
you
that mean,
can.
in fact, if you use lucky, you get to re-roll both?
No, I think you just get to
Adam?
reroll one of the
Yeah.
die.
You get to reroll one, but you can choose to
Adam!
use the new result. I think.
Yeah. Like, for instance, she could re-roll the 3 with lucky and then have a choice between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get 1 extra dice.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Go on then.
Oh.
But you say no, you get 1 extra dice. Oh, Katie is correct. Okay. Oh, this is not going so well.
Has it been longer than a minute?
Yes, it has definitely
It's been a hot
100%,
second.
without a doubt, been longer than a minute. How about we do a bio break?
That sounds swell.
And then if anyone fancied giving you a
A D6.
A D6 bonus. Wink.
I love that Tom is like, I'm going to try to give everyone the opportunity to save your asses from this shenanigan that you've gotten yourself into. Because none of you are good at this, what you're doing, actually. So,
will fine. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
If you guys want to have a quick bio break.
I do
Yeah.
because I want to go get my drink that I left out in the living room.
Oh yes, that's a good idea.
Okay.
For those of you who are new to our stream, our bio breaks last as long as it takes to pee. So,
Which isn't long.
or,
But don't time us.
or
'cause
whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, we don't have like a 20-minute countdown timer or anything. We just go and come back.
Yeah, we just go, we come back. There's no BRB
go, we
screen
go,
that
we
lasts
come
longer than
back.
that.
Go.
We
go,
just
we
do
go,
our business.
and then we
Just business.
come back.
Return.
Right, back in a moment.
Right.
Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Hi, everyone. Quick, they're gonna make references. I'm glad that today you're not rolling just nat ones. Did you do a number 2? That's a very fast number 2. You can see where I've slept on this side of my head because this hair is just all like straight and flat. I've been out all day. Oh dear. That's right. I don't need to look presentable. Oh, I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. I'm sorry to hear that Malkovich has not been having a good weekend, but that just means that it can only get better for this week. Am I right? Am I right? It's up from here, my friend. Totally professional stream. What a motherfucker this guy is.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Oh,
I know Oro might not be good at pretend she's drunk, but Jenny's had a glass of wine and she hasn't drunk in a long time.
whoa.
So I'll be good at pretending.
Very happy. Very happy with that.
I saw something, by the way, the other day that made me think of you, Jenny. I was trolling through the. Come on, switch. Thank you. I was trolling through the. I didn't need to start the game. I just like my brain is so broken right now. I'm sorry. I found a, like, what is it called? A design that I thought you would like. It's a little frog dress. Look, isn't it cute?
So cute.
I don't know how to
Yes.
send you that, how to get to that thing without tweeting it at you. So I'll have to like take a picture of it, send it to you because
Yeah.
I think that you would like that.
That's cute. Yeah.
That's
Aww.
very sweet.
That's very sweet.
That's very sweet.
Froggeries.
Froggeries.
I also would have seen that and immediately been like, that's a Jenny thing. That's 100% a Jenny thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Like this way adorable and a frog. Like
No.
I'm so glad that you guys had to drink this stuff and failed your constitution saving throws.
I didn't fail my constitution save.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I failed my deck save. And thus had to
That's-
make a constitution
That's,
save.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
But
Maybe I
you
did
also
fail
no,
my
you also
constitution save.
failed your deception check.
Me? Oh, the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah.
Because you had to pretend that you were drinking, which you failed, and then then the dexterity check, which you failed.
Yeah, as a reminder, I'm not playing a
You
bard right now, so I'm bad at everything. There are no skills that I'm actually good at. So every time
That-
you're like, make a check, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Oh, good, a 7 again. Oh,
I think
and
that's how
then-
everyone feels when they play D&D when they're not playing bards
Yeah, right.
or potentially rogues with their expertise stuff. Bum, 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 bum. That's stuck in my head now.
That was in my head the whole time. We went AFK.
God damn it.
Hello.
Katie, embrace your inner kobold dragon.
I'll hydrate with
How do
wine.
they do it, the non-bards?
They just fail at everything and rely on the bards and the rogues to do it. And every time I play something that's not a bard, I'm like, why do skill checks even exist? Like, I'm bad at all of these. I don't know why I even bother.
I watched a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3 on Bryce's charity stream the other day. I've been staying away from it because I'm going to play it eventually, and I don't really want to learn too much about the mechanics. Because I mean, Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of Arm was the game that shaped me as a role player. So me playing Baldur's Gate 2 is gonna happen. It's just expensive and early access, so I'm reluctant, basically. And I saw
If it's
that.
that price for early access, though, I can guarantee you it's going to be more expensive when they release it in full. So
Yeah, I don't know. Larry and are probably not going to push it up that much further. Usually, yes, but in this situation, it seems unlikely because it's like 50 quid.
in this economy,
Yeah, pushing it above that would be a very weird choice for them. Oh, you bought the enhanced editions of the old games. That's nice. That's good. That's good.
I've never
I think,
played a Baldur's Gate game, and somebody gifted me Baldur's Gate 3, so I have no idea what I'm getting
Oh
into.
shit! No way! Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Oh man, Baldur's Gate 2 was just stellar. Very very good. But I saw that in that you have to like make rolls in like conversations and stuff. So if you're trying to persuade someone, you have to do a persuasion roll.
Oh, good. I'll be playing a bard in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, well, I was like, holy shit! Imagine playing an RPG game like Dragon Age, and it gets to a critical point of the story, and you have to, rather than just press the button with the correct dialogue option, there's a chance to fail.
Oh, that works.
Again-
Actually, in Dragon Age, you do rolls. You have to level up your persuasion ability, or you'll fail. Like, you
I
have-
mean, you don't have to like roll up. You have to level up your skills and stuff, but you have to make a roll.
Yeah, you can fail if you don't have a high enough coercion
Coercion can either be, well, I think it's a persuasion, and you can choose to coerce or to intimidate. And depending upon your skill, neither might work, or you might have better success at one, but like a more negative outcome. Like in Dragon Age Origins, there's a part early on in, oh god, what is the name of that? The very first city that you're in after the Battle of Ostagar. There's like a chantry mother who has like a key to Stin's
I remember
cage,
that. Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can, if you've already leveled high enough and you've leveled up your persuasion, you can just walk in and talk her into giving you the key. But if you haven't bothered to level persuasion because you didn't realize that was a thing, the only way to get it from her is to intimidate her, and then everybody's pissed at you afterwards because you walked in and you intimidated the shit out of a chantry mother. Like,
Sweet old lady.
yeah, basically.
I love it. Maybe not the best example for me to have used in that instance then, but still.
Cigars the Battle, Farmington. It starts with an L.
We've just watched Chickpea play this.
I know. I'm just like, and it's like the characters you play in the second one are from there. So you start out.
It's from that little village that gets burned down.
Yeah.
Where Sten is. Shit. God damn it. Fuck. Okay. Can distract myself from the disappointment of having forgotten that. But yeah, no, second I love
Chickpea. What's the name of the city? What's the name of the city that you started in 2 in the first little town that you get to in Dragon Age Origins? I can't remember it. It's Lothering. That's it. One. Oh, is it Lothering? Lothering is what I always called it. But God, thank you. I was like, it starts with an L.
We've got enough differences in pronunciation, Katie. Let's not add to the list without.
Anyways, the D&D.
Second edition Baldur's Gate was I loved it. I like the idea of I loved sleep, like just sleeping in every possible opportunity. So
it was like real life.
Yeah, it's just like, because you go into a battle, you drop all of your huge spells, and then just having a long rest immediately to do the exact same thing in the next battle. But they also had a pretty good way of dealing with that, where like if you tried to sleep and you were in a dangerous position, people wouldn't ambush you in the night and you wouldn't get your long rest, so you'd have to do it again. So because I played this when I was a kid, all I would do is I would save, try and sleep. If someone ambushed me, I'd load, and then I'd try and sleep. I'd load and I'd try and sleep until it succeeded, then I'd just move on. Anyway.
Can we do that in D&D
like
now?
Real life. Yeah, can we load our quick save?
And in Baldur's Gate 1, because I played Baldur's Gate 2 first, and then I went back to Baldur's Gate 1, and it was super arduous, simply because scrolling around the game was really, really slow. Whereas in the newer game, you could just like side scroll quite easily. It was super, super slow in the old one. So I got so bored of trying to do it. And the fact that you start off in such a low level, you die to everything. So I just cheated my entire way through that game, because I'd already played Baldur's Gate 2 and it was so good. And I went back to this and it was shit and slow, and I died to everything. And I was just like, fuck this. And then there was like, you could just like press, like if you put in the cheats, you could just press like Control F or whatever whilst you were hovering over somebody, and they just explode into bits. And I was like, I'm just going to do that for everything.
Oh my God.
So yes, I've never played Baldur's Gate 1 properly because it was painful. It's like going back to play The Witcher 1. Anyway,
still the road with The Witcher 1.
If the first one you played is The Witcher 3 and you go back and try to play the first or second Witcher, everything's wrong with both of them. Including it not having controller support. I was like, nope, we're done here, and that's all I needed to find out. We're good. I don't need it. I don't want it.
Okay. Right.
Anyway.
We good to get back to our game?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we should keep stalling for time.
I mean, we did get the D6.
That's true. Yeah.
Thanks
Should
to
I roll that?
Malkavir for the channel points.
Everyone cross everything. Only
I'm
can type
crossing my
1d6.
toes.
Yeah, I can't cross my toes.
Oh, that makes it a 13. Okay, well, he rolled a 12.
Oh.
So you're in. You're in.
You're in.
Excellent.
You're in on his insight. You're in. Okay, well, he's convinced that you're also very drunk. But But obviously, none of you guys need. Actually, ooh, that's a very good
No, we don't
question,
We don't
Tom.
need- whatever it is, we don't need.
Insight checks from Nerly and Randall, please.
We don't need.
Don't need.
Let's see
Insight's
what
like
his-
the one thing we're good at. Oh no!
why?
Why did I
Why
say
did you say
anything?
that?
To be fair, you'd already rolled when I said it.
Did you-
Yeah, but it retrospect.
I wish we had like one of those like court typing people who was like you had the record going. What Katie said last week.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, apparently uses super weird ass keyboard. Have you seen that? The stenographers, have you seen their keyboards?
Yeah, they're tiny and they learn like a
Supremely fucking
very
weird.
because it doesn't even have like all the stuff on it. They use like a very specific shorthand.
Yeah, no, it's like with the keys, like you have to press like 2 keys at once to get like a certain letter. So if like there's a bunch of letters that aren't on the keyboard, and they're like divided into left and right. I watched a whole video on it. It's very interesting, but not the time.
There are some bells.
That sounds cool.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right? It's super
Well,
bonkers.
now I'm gonna have to Google it.
I want one.
You want one?
Every time there's a smaller version of something, I have to look into it just long enough to determine whether or not it's worth trying to like work with my hands. Like, I don't know. Like, I tried to play guitar and I was like, nope, ukulele. I tried to like play that. I've been playing that typing game and it's literally hurting my hands to like have to type so quickly and stuff like that. And so I'm like, my hands are just gonna fall off. Maybe I should just get a tiny keyboard.
Dude, these are cool.
So have a Google. A typewriter. It's not a typewriter, my friend. If you Google it, Google the stenographer keyboard, or I think it's called a steno machine.
Stenograph, I think.
It looks more like those ergonomic keyboards you get with the like 2 banks of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A stenotype. Oh.
The one picture they have of someone using one makes them look very silly because they sit there like
this.
they're like.
Beautiful nails though. Wow.
All of the hands of the people in it, they're all old people. Every single one of them. At least the ones that I've got on my screen anyway. Yeah, but they're so bonkers. They're so different. So different.
That's cool. What the fuck? Oh.
It's like its own course thing, like that you have to learn. Like to type the letter N, you have to press 5 keys at the same time.
Right, but they're not typing like normal sentences, right?
No, but yeah, it's like
all sort of like shorthand.
Fucking bonkers to me. Fucking bonkers. And they default unmarked. Yeah, what you'd expect. Okay, anyway, back to D&D.
Damn it.
Listen,
No more
you're here to
distractions.
spend time with us, okay? You're not here for Dungeons and Dragons.
There's like 10 of the 20 people that are like, speak for yourself.
I don't like you. I just like dice rolls. Okay. His deception was higher than the insights that you guys rolled. So you two think he's actually drunk.
Can I do an insight on him?
You don't need to. You know he's definitely faking it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm smart enough.
Oh,
You're
actually,
sober.
we have a point of exhaustion, so we have a disadvantage on our ability
doesn't matter,
checks.
You still fail.
Just just see if it
Oh,
can
just
get
bit- just big.
worse. Oh, there it is. I'm so glad that was. Yeah.
Also I'm slow.
Oh, yep. Mhm.
I love it. Okay, I love it. What good numbers. So you two think
Well,
that
we had a
he's
plan.
actually drunk. Remember when we had a plan, said the
What
person
happened to
who
that plan?
fucking...
You happen to the
Fucking
plan.
yum.
Ask her if she knows how to break it. And I'm like, he just turns and hits it. And I'm like, no. That's not what I meant.
That's what she said. She said hit it. So I hit it.
Okay. Yeah, so Oro, you don't need to roll. You are certain that he's faking it.
Turns out being an expert mimer does not mean that you are an expert understander of other people's mimes.
Other people aren't expert mimers is the problem.
That's what it is. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
How could this
God.
happen to me? I forget exactly what I was saying to him before we took the break. something about it being a good setup. My goal was to try to like suss out if they knew anything about the orbs, but it doesn't seem like they've ever bothered with anything but setting them up.
That appears to be the case, yeah.
Maybe Randall needs to fall down the stairs on the way out.
Yep.
Maybe.
That's going to be a euphemism for Randall going off and fucking shit up, isn't it? From now on,
Yeah.
I might have to have a little fall down the stairs. Like, goes
It's
and just murders an entire. Like...
See a man about a dog is the old way. Now it's
Yeah, exactly.
might have to have a fall down the stairs.
We've got ourselves premeditated self-defense. Get that word out properly. Premeditated. No, premediated. God fucking damn it.
I think he meant to say premeditated and
My brains.
No, you want to mediate them first, and then.
Allow me to.
oh my
pull up the
god, that does say send nudes. I can't believe you, Miles.
Miles. I like that Miles said that ages ago and didn't follow it up with any like context. He was just waiting for someone.
It was the thing that I looked at and I was like, I probably could spend the time to figure out what that says, but I don't remember it well enough to do it anymore.
Wow.
I'm just impressed that he went to the effort for that. That's way harder than just typing and send nudes. Good job, Miles. Okay. Or good job to Stroey for figuring that out so quickly. Also, hi, Stroey. Okay. So you're in a conversation with Crazy Pirate Man. Business. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But also a bit of pleasure. This drinking's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Really strong stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell me, why did you get into this smuggling life?
Seemed exciting.
Is that a truthful answer?
I think she's answering it as if he's asking about adventuring.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, partially yes, but partially not.
I won't make you roll a deception check.
My deception and persuasion are the same, I think, so it doesn't matter.
He looks to Randall.
Okay. Oh, I lied. They're different. Anyway.
Oh, he's just the same question. Books they're just important, aren't they? Like everyone needs to see books, and no one should be denied books, right? Like,
Right,
books, man.
dude.
Like everyone should get books, all the books.
Yeah, books, dude.
Like, it's just not so unfair that
Some people don't get books.
like you know.
Does Randall start crying?
Just like it continues into like more and more like slur and just like incomprehensible.
Okay. You're not in it for the money then.
Well, money's nice, isn't it? You know, buy some more books.
Good point.
Gotta have money to live.
Yes, that's true. I know all about that. From being
That's
alive.
why you've got so much money. 'Cause
all
you
this
need it.
all this money's for being alive stuff
Mhm.
that I do whilst I'm alive.
Mhm. Of course you're alive. You're standing right there.
There I am.
It's no good once you're dead.
You said it. You said it.
Yeah.
There's
So
no point having money when you're dead. Just good for when you're
Sure,
alive.
you've never tried to break one of those orbs because how else do you know that it's indestructible? And I just kind of want to
Probably.
hit one now and see what happens.
Oh, that sounds fun.
To make a game out of it.
Oh, let's do it. First one to break it is a winner.
We're here to talk business. Where is your money?
I'm gonna I know how much we're supposed to.
I don't.
Have. It was supposed to be 200 gold was the 10%. That we like, I think we kind of like lowballed estimating 2,000 in profits, or maybe that was even like vaguely correct. And he said 10%. So I have that, but I'm gonna try to not give him quite as much as we're supposed to. Like as an active thought, but like who knows how it's gonna
She
go
says that
because
out loud.
no,
I'm going
no.
to give you less money than I said I was going to give you.
No, I said it's an active thought.
No, I know.
Deception check.
Yeah, but I know like Katie knows that like nothing is going to go right because of this, like the drunken stuff. So she's like trying to like, oh yeah, and pull out like a bag and put money in it and like put less, but she can't like sit there and count it out, right? So it'll be like, what is even 200
But
gold if you're just handfuls in it? So.
We did last time we played say that we were gonna bring it with the goods, I think.
No, he said we had to have the deposit beforehand.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I think we maybe tried to do that, but he was like, no, deposit or no goods. You can't use a place unless you pay your deposit. It's kind of like fucking capitalism, right? Gotta pay a deposit to live.
The amount of money you see here is the correct amount. Do not look into this bag.
It is full of truth.
Oh, that made me joke laugh. So she just like grabs a couple of handfuls and like puts it in a bag and like tries to make it look like a lot, but probably less than what she thinks 200 is. Like, because I only have 230. So I'm gonna take a little more than like half of what I have and put it in there and be like, yeah, that's about right. And like tie it off and set it down.
Give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Okay. Okay. With disadvantage. Love it. Love it.
I love how you roll your best when you're at disadvantage.
The second one, yeah.
It's always the disadvantage rolls.
I
that
say
have,
this
like,
all the
high number.
time. I don't know why I play tabletop games. I'm not successful ever, except when I play a character who has like massive modifiers. And
The
that's like,
success of a tabletop role-playing game is about having fun.
I know. That's why I keep
Friends.
doing it. But I'm like, I'm that person who like everybody's like, well, they're just a min-maxer, and I'm like, no, I have to make good characters. So anyway, that's a 6.
I have to be. If Broderick lies about being drunk for long enough, does he believe he is drunk? Can you crunch him into making bad drunk decisions because Broderick thinks that this is what a drunk person should do?
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
But he yelled
Find
business
out.
again. So
I mean, he's not actually drunk.
yeah.
And also, if he was, he still might think that cracking open those is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Very destructible, probably.
So 6 is what the roll ended up being.
Okay. So how about we talk together about how this goes? Okay. There are 2 ways that this can happen. We're gonna fail and we're gonna do it together. Okay.
Oh.
Either you put the wrong number in the bag, or it is extremely obvious that you are trying to be sneaky about it.
Oh, I definitely like. I don't think she's necessarily trying to be sneaky. Like she's got the bag in front of it, and she's
When I
like
say
putting the money
sneaky,
in there.
When I say sneaky, I mean it's very obvious to him that it's incorrect and that you're doing it purposefully.
Oh no, I don't think that would be her goal. I think it's more like she's just hoping you won't notice.
Okay, so it's
like, but she's drunk, right? So she's not
Yeah.
like making the best decision.
Well,
She's just
that's
gonna
why
do
I'm
it.
working with you to figure out
Yeah.
what's going to happen here.
She's just gonna do it and like wait to see what happens. And when he's like, "Well, that's clearly not enough," you know, if he doesn't buy it, then she's be like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, okay, sorry, this is a strong drink," and like look at it and try to like count it,
Okay.
and then we'll like actually try to put more in there. That's
All
the,
right,
that's
let's
her
give
that's her
him-
kind of plan there.
Okay. See what his roll is.
Let's work together to screw you over. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So he sees you kind of fumble some coins into a bag. He says, "Didn't we say like 2,000 gold or something?"
I thought you only wanted a deposit. We can't, if we give you all the money we were going to make, then we won't make any money.
He picks up on you being drunk and seeing Randall sway in his chair, and he's like, "Oh, I'm checking now, just because I like money so much." And he brings it up. And there's more money.
Do I know about like how much I think I tried to put a little more than half, but like how much actually got in there?
Nope, you do not
Like,
know.
Nope. I'm just gonna like grab another handful and be like, I didn't count it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. He just kind of scoops it up and puts it in the bag. He clearly doesn't really know for sure either, and he's just gonna go with it. I'll take it because you're all my best friends.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, little green one?
right.
Yeah,
The best one to
we're
drink
so-
with.
I'm glad we've got our business attended to.
Mm.
You can bring your cargo whenever you see fit, and you'll do your business. All will be well.
How do we bring it in again?
Well, there are multiple ways, but you can do what we did and sink our ship.
That seems like a really expensive way to do it.
That's the most fun way, though.
Maybe.
Don't think that's what we can do.
What if we did want to sink our ship? What would be another way to do it?
This is Turley's drunk voice. That's the best I can think of.
Well, you could just drop it down here.
Sorry, Gracie is being a nuisance. What are you doing? Feed it.
Gracie.
Okay, she ran off.
Classic Gracie.
She's like,
Classic Gracie.
she's like trying to play, like, I don't know, with like the side of my dress, and she's just scratching at my legs, and I'm like, stop, you're hurting me.
That is classic Gracie.
It is classic Gracie.
And
What does he say?
He just
Yeah,
gestures
go ahead.
upwards. You could just drop it down.
Oh, where does that open up to?
That's the cave up there with Pastor Lepton.
All right. I forgot about that.
Didn't actually forget about that.
So it was an option for your entry, for you to have just taken some bubble kelp and swum down here
Mm-hmm.
from the cave rather than taking the doorway.
But how do we get the books through?
You put them in your chests and your caskets and your boxes and whatever.
But they have to be covered in the sticky stuff first, right? That's the whole thing.
That's what we got the mermaids for.
So, but if we put them in the water or we sink the ship
You don't
first,
put them in the water first.
Okay, so we don't. So we'll put them on like the shore in there, and they'll cover them up.
That's right.
Okay.
Gar, I love my operation. I do. Shiver me timbers.
That is very clever.
I know.
I can't stop thinking about whether or not those orbs are indestructible, though.
This is classic drunk person of getting fixated on something and being really annoying about bringing it up constantly.
I figured I could just lean into that, right?
Okay. Well, I don't think they can break.
Have you ever tried?
No.
I mean,
Never.
even if they were
No.
indestructible, someone as strong as you could probably break one.
Well,
You got big
Persuasion
flesh
check.
muscles. Look at the size of those
big
flesh muscles.
old flesh muscles. I mean, it could be worse.
Oh yeah, I mean that's with a +7 though. So I rolled a 4, then a 6.
Let's give him a wisdom check. Just a straight up wisdom check.
Pirates aren't very wise.
He's also big dumb.
Let's do it.
He's
Yeah!
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's break one of the orbs.
Let's do it.
Now, I think there's one up by the entryway. That's a good one to break. Let's go. And he stands up.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
What
him.
about this one? What about this one down here? It's like right here. We don't have to go anywhere.
No! We need to walk off some of this super strong beverage.
Walking so far. We
That's a
could-
question.
You've got
actually.
a mount.
It's not my mount.
Using Nugget as a walking mount. 10-foot speed.
Just crawling.
We got places to be.
Do we sheep party ourselves when we stand up? Is it worse?
Do you what?
Have you never had a sheep party?
Sheep,
A sheep
party.
party is where you
party.
you essentially build like a blanket fort, and everybody has to crawl in under with their drinks, and you all drink while you're sitting under the thing, and then you all stand up afterwards, and it's like the first time you stood up and you've been sitting under the sheet, and it's a sheep party.
Oh, no.
You mean-
no,
It's
I-
worse when you stand up. If you sit and you drink for a long time and you don't move, you don't realize how drunk you
Yeah.
are
Mhm,
until you
mhm.
stand
Oh, I
up.
see.
We do that, but we're normally like sat at a table. Not
Ah, yeah. No. This is the
No,
low
so
class version.
It's
of
like
it.
drunk head rush / realization of how drunk you are.
yeah,
also
because
going
it's
out into the cold.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
easy to keep your balance when you're sitting, you
Uh-huh.
know, and then you stand up, and it's the first time you've
Sheep party.
sheet.
Oh, sheet.
Yeah,
'Cause you
don't
put a
put yourself in
sheet-
sheep.
Where's the sheep come from?
Nope. No sheeps.
Okay.
Yeah, you all sit
He's-
under a sheep. Your drinks.
He stands up. As he stands up, you can see his jacket kind of moves a little bit. You can see that he's got his scimitar on his sheath on his hip. That's kind of attached to his hip bone, dangling off it somewhere. And you can see that he's he's still wearing all of his jewelry, all of his armaments, all along his wrists and around his neck, including the large, kind of almost throbbing jewel that's around his neck in a necklace. Things can throb without being penises.
I was
okay?
reading chat and like I was listening to what you were saying, but when you're like reading chat and listening, and then his throbbing jewel,
Sorry.
and I was like,
Oh, we gotta take another bio break.
Okay. But he steps forward and he kind of, because he's on the far side of the ship, he waits patiently for you to get up and move.
yeah, I'm gonna get up and follow him.
Like, ooh, whoa.
I figure we can turn this into breaking the other one on the way back or something. I just want to see what happens.
Sure.
Okay.
That's why I asked if it got worse when I stood up.
Oh, well, I mean, you're at solid tipsy now. You haven't got another level of exhaustion. How about what was that Randall was saying? Sorry.
It's going to be very stumbly and maybe just like fall
Don't
over
fall down
and,
the
like,
stairs.
catch himself
What?
on like the table. But, like,
Okay. Okay, cool.
I'm helping
Uh,
Randall.
Okay, he's just kind of because he's at the
Just
he's
got
at
my hand on your head.
Yeah, there you go. It's casual over again.
he's at the far end of the ship and he's kind of just ushering you to get out of the way so that he can move, and then he kind of parts the sea of adventurers, and pushes his way through the double doors at the other end of the deck, down the stairs, and through the kind of mindless skeleton pirates. You wander for a little while. Are you going to do anything like during this, or is this you're just going to
I'm
follow
just
him?
following him to see what happens when he hits it.
Okay. Well, he starts walking along the cave bed, as it were, the cave floor, and gets to the entrance where that one floating orb is, just at the front. He brings out his scimitar. You see now that it's got an end that is especially well sharpened, which is impressive considering he's chilling down in the middle of nowhere. And he just brings it up. You see a glint of the light from the orb against it. He says, "Nar, shivvy me timbers,
Shivvy me timbers.
shivvy me timbers." And he brings it down. As he
It's
does
shivvy
so,
because it's a knife. It's shivvy.
"Shivvy me timbers." And he
That's
brings
the
it
name of the
down
sword.
in a slicing action, clashing with the side of this warb, with the blessing of Umberly over here, and it starts to immediately crack. As it starts to crack, the glass around this force of magical shield immediately crumbles inward, and it starts to fall apart and peel off almost as it starts to kind of crumble away. As it does, it seems to get sucked into some kind of vortex of water within the center. And as it does, this force that was keeping all of this water at bay completely implodes. As it does so, there is a huge explosion. I'd like all of you to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh,
Here we
got
go.
disadvantage, right?
No, because these aren't
Yes.
ability checks; these are saving throws.
Oh, so these are saving throws. Yes,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's exhaustion 3.
Doesn't matter.
I would like to
No,
use
no.
my last lucky thing.
Okay.
I assume a 10 doesn't work. Would it?
You can't know before.
Can I
using
not know
lucky
that?
If you want to follow,
Yeah,
Mm.
tell
the
you.
rules, has to be before. You know the
Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do one for Nugget. Nugget got 22.
Oof. Okay. I rolled that a little bit higher than I expected to. Let me take that off. Okay.
10,000 damage.
I put in one additional die. Okay, so as this magical orb starts to implode upon itself, and then as its implosion is complete, there is just this kind of wave of force that kind of expands outwards around the implosion. Because let's not talk about physics, because let's not get going.
I can see you looking at chat to see if
implosions and
Adam has said that's
explosions.
not how it
I mean,
works.
some nerd in there is going to say some shit, and it might as well be Adam. I might as well be Docs, to be honest. He's going to pull me up on some explosion shit if I use that word accidentally.
Don't worry, I'm a
Um,
geologist.
I'm trying not to use the word explosion after I've used the word implosion, because I don't want that to be like, ooh, okay. Anyway, so a ring of force is kind of cast upon each of you as it is moving away from this implosion. You can see that this kind of almost skin of the outside of this orb starts to just, like I said, it crumbles inwards, and then it kind of pops almost like a balloon in slow motion. As it does so, each of you are hit with debris of this, as well as the force itself, totaling 19 points of damage.
Do I take less because I'm drunk?
You
and
take
therefore
half.
can't
You take half because you rolled a 22. Oro, you also take. Did you go with it? Is 22?
That's Nuggets.
Oh, that's Nugget. Okay. In which case, Nugget takes half. Oro and Neroli take the full.
Wait, what was the
19.
full? 19.
That's almost all my hit points.
It's half of mine.
As you do that, and this explosion hits each and every single one of you to varying extents, there is a deafening blast, and there is a silence that lingers afterwards for just a fraction of a second before inside it starts raining for a fraction of a second, before the entirety of the water that was trapped against the ceiling starts to collide with the ground and just turn into this massive whirlpool directly in front of you that you are trapped within. Water from outside as well starts pouring inwards, because these orbs, though they are mighty tall, the cave itself, there is water that's flowing around these orbs, and then the cave itself is going to try and fill this gap that's just been created. So water starts to collide in with you. I'd like each of you to make strength saving throws, please.
Oh, good.
Strength saving throw. You pick 2 that I'm good at.
Two that I'm
It's
bad
force
at.
damage.
Blunt force.
This is how Nerly dies.
Okay. So Neroli, Oro, and Nugget are swept up in this whirlpool. The water is being kind of, first off, it just starts to trickle for like a split second. All you can hear is the silence, and then the water, and then whoosh, as the water starts spinning around this room, trying to fill the gap, knocking you off your feet and pulling you back over for a split instance the orb that is pushing away the water. It pushes you over this water, and as you are kind of above all of this massive orb of where this vacuum is, essentially vacuum, not vacuum, but this area of protected air below you, you start to feel that gravity is taking effect and that you might be sucked down into the area below you. Randall, however, you get an opportunity to make a decision. What do you want to do with your positioning here?
So the water's like collapsing in around me, but I'm able to like stand still, or
so the standing still is something you could do for all of a couple seconds before all of the water comes down on you. But you could use this opportunity to swim against the current, try and move outside of the area, because I mean it's a bit of a distance between, if you're going up here, it's a bit of a distance between you and the next safety bubble, as it were. But
which one are we at right now, by the way? This one?
No, so this is the one that's just imploded.
Okay.
But however, for you got, I wish you could see, you got, let me just move this. Whoa, sucked up into the whoa, and then the water brought you up above this bubble.
I see. Okay.
So you're currently above this bubble, feeling the effects of gravity. Whereas Randall, what does Randall want to do?
I think, given that we're probably on the bottom side of this, because we wouldn't bother walking around it, try and like jump for this closest one, or maybe like make a way into there.
Sure. Okie dokie. Well, with your, oh no, you've got half speed.
It's still 25.
Oh, you got normal speed now.
Yeah, I got normal speed now instead of 55.
Okay. In which case, yes, you do successfully manage to get yourself to one of the pockets of air before the water starts to suck you up into the stratosphere. But Oro, Nugget, and Nurali, you are currently in the water at different points above this massive orb of safety. What to do?
What happens to Broderick?
That's a very good question. Broderick failed his saving throw for the damage, but I forgot to roll his strength save. Oh, he failed bad.
So he hit his head and die. Just put it out
He gets a
there. Maybe it
concussion
happens.
with that big brain of his. He does get tripped off his feet and he slams into the ground. He actually failed his saving throw by a long shot. So he gets sucked up into the water with you guys. As he's sucked up there, he's relatively close to you guys. If you wanted to make an effort to be within his vicinity, you can absolutely do that.
Can I try and cut the necklace off him and grab it?
Yes, you fucking can. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Do you have an inspiration
Really
point?
glad that I
don't have
cast
an
water
inspiration.
breathing on us.
Damn, okay. We could have used that to guarantee some cool shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have an inspiration point.
That's nice. All
You
right.
can give me one. I've done some really cool stuff today.
I was actually considering giving you one earlier, but I was like, nah, she's probably got one. She doesn't need.
Adam says I can have his.
Oro can have mine. Did you have one?
Just say you
Did
did.
I
have-
have actually?
You might have had a chat inspiration point. Because I remember there are one or two lingering.
I
out in the
always
chat.
do.
Oh, okay. Thanks for contributing nothing to this. Instance.
I know. I
Adam.
think Time had one for sure.
Oh man, I know somebody did. Fuck. Anyway, yes, you can absolutely try that. Yes, 100%. So if you're going to make an effort to try and swim close to him, I would like for you to make a. Should we say survival would be swimming, maybe, or just strength?
Aerobatics?
Aerobatics.
Aquabatics, thank you.
Acrobatics, sorry.
Yeah, go on. Fuck it.
13.
All right. Okay.
So
I'm gonna say that puts you in his area, in his zone. You are floating now. I say floating. You are being sucked into this riptide, along with everybody else. But you have controlled the flow somewhat, and have angled yourself into a position next to him. Now you want to try and cut the necklace.
Yeah. Sneakily.
Okay, that word is very important.
Mhm.
You want to sneakily try and cut the necklace.
Yeah. And like all the haphazard thing that was going on, you know.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you sleight of hand. Okay. With advantage because crazy shit's going on.
Okay. Solid 13.
A lot of 13s today. Oh my god, it's a lot of 13s.
Wait, did you have a guidance?
Strength
on you
save
still?
13? Nope.
Guidance only
Unfortunately.
lasts for a minute in game.
Unfortunately. Okay. You managed to. I mean, I forgot to. I decided the outcome of that without rolling. Oops. He's not got good wisdom. 11. So yes, you managed to. This attack that you make right now is going to be under the guise of, oh, there's so much chaos going on right now.
Yeah.
You now get the opportunity to bring out a dagger and make an attack against the necklace chain.
Mhm.
Okay. So, there are rules about fighting underwater.
Oh, rules, smalls.
Get out your books.
Rules, smalls. There are weapon types that have disadvantage, I believe. Rules in my D&D. Hi,
Hey,
Gabs.
Gabs.
Didn't come here for rules.
Me either.
We don't normally follow the rules. Why should we start now?
We follow rules. They're just weird
Loose
rules. Yeah. Where is attacking underwater? Good God. I was hoping that.
When
Okay,
making
I'm
a
here to
melee
see
weapon
his
attack, a creature that
bones.
doesn't have a swimming speed has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident.
Well, we know that you've got daggers and a short sword.
True.
So if you don't, if you're using one of those, you don't have disadvantage on this attack roll.
I'm using my Gucci dagger, obviously.
Gucci dagger. Here we
Gucci.
go. Here we go. Roll your attack.
17.
Oh, roll the damage.
6.
Beautiful. I'd set the health and everything in my head. I was like, I really hope she rolls above this. Here's the DC. I really hope she rolls above this. You, in all the chaos, managed to bring out a dagger from your belt, your Gucci dagger, and slice not just at him in general, but at the necklace that he's got swirling around in all the bullshit that's going on right now. As you do so, you can see the chain get cut. The necklace is released from his neck.
Need to grab that. I want that.
It gets cut, and you can see that the chain starts to just float for an instant. You want to try and grab it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make a reach for it. I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity check.
Okay. I would like to use my luck
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
50.
Oh my goodness. Okay, as you do that, you've got this absolute just carnage going on around you. You make the cut and immediately you dive towards it. You grab the necklace away from him. As you do so, you hold the gem in your hand and you can feel it's kind of got a heat to it, a weird kind of bizarre heat. You can feel some kind of arcane pulse under your skin. And as you do so, you can feel that its pulse starts to throb up your arm. That kind of wave of energy that you feel kind of ripple through you is absolutely in sequence with Broderick falling to pieces. He turns into bits of bone in front of you. Rather than being any kind of sentient skeleton person, he just disintegrates into remains that are cast with this riptide all across the cavernous water that you have in front of you. You are holding this necklace in a riptide that is pulling you across the top of a dome of air at the moment. And you have absolutely just demolished him.
And that's when Oro learned how to quickly kill a skeleton.
The Google search worked.
What do you want to do?
Oh, I was muted. The Gucci search worked.
She said, you're right. I mean, are we still just floating through the air, or am I unable
Right,
to do
so-
anything?
Let's open this up to both you, Neurally, and Nugget now. Okay. You are, having just been brought into this riptide, currently floating in not a huge amount of water right now. Well, I say that as you know, the body of water extends into the cave itself, but the distance between you, the cave ceiling, and the orb, like kind of the orb of air beneath you, is not a huge amount. You got maybe 20 foot worth of water, worth of space between you and the orb and the ceiling. And the momentum from the riptide is rapidly diminishing. So the water itself is starting to settle, and you are finding yourself floating, able to breathe because of the spell, but descending somewhat.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go back to the floor anyway to find Randall, if anything.
I will point out that this is quite a fall.
Yeah, I was wondering, so we're in water, but we're not floating like we would normally float in water?
I mean, you are, but if
Okay.
water was above a vacuum, or not a vacuum, you know what I mean? If water was hanging above something that's keeping water away, and you're not water, gravity is just going to say, okay, fall out of the
There's
water now.
Weird water. Got it.
Mhm.
Can I like try to swim around the side and down to where the ground would be and pop out in the air?
You absolutely can. Yes, 100%. That's kind of
Definitely
what I
would
was
like to do
angling
that.
at. I was
Yeah.
basically saying, do you want to try and like continue the momentum and go deeper into the cave, or do you want to go around the side, or do you just want to fall? my question here was, do you come up
want to
with a
die?
rationale that avoids falling from gravity and taking damage?
I'm drunk, but I'm hurting real bad, so I'm going the safest route. Because
Okay.
True.
I hurt real bad.
Okay. So you kind of managed to circumvent gravity for a second, and find yourself back on the ground, drenched all the way through, as you might imagine, despite your hydrophobic style robes.
Yeah. Well, my cloak's not hydrophobic,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
the dress is dry, but my hair and my cloak and I are wet.
Randall still stood in relative safety, and Neurally and Nugget and Oro and everyone return to the safety of the blessings of Umberlee. Randall, you've just seen your friends get fucking ripped up, cast about the place, and as your friends are up in the air, and you kind of look up, you hear kind of the clatter of bones on ground as you start to look around, and you realize that every single one of the skeletons around here have fallen to the dust.
Whoa.
And that's all you see for a couple of seconds before Neurally and Oro manage to navigate themselves back.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
You have
like
no
trying to look
idea.
for them.
Yeah, you have absolutely
the-
no idea what's happened. Neither does Neurally.
All the skeletons died. They all
I-
fell apart.
I like to think of I've gotten out of the water and I just like laid down on the ground and cast like a level 3 cure wounds because I nearly went unconscious from the initial blast. And I'm just like laying there on the ground. And I'm like, what?
Ara's just standing there with the necklace with the pendant like that, and like, I think I did it. Question mark?
I think you did. All the skeletons are gone.
Shit, that brisk dude was really cool. It would have been nice to save him. I
What is that thing?
don't know, but it's throbbing and it's very unsettling.
What about the necklace?
All throbbing things. What about the necklace? Oh my god.
Let's go help the princess now.
Okay. Okay.
Can we just appreciate how cool it was that Oro managed to, in a moment of chaos, completely circumvent any fight that was necessary and just solve the problem by taking away a necklace. That was perfect. I had so many different solutions in mind for all the different shit that you guys could do to try and complete this encounter, this quest. And you trying to steal the necklace was one of those things, just in case that was something that you came up with.
Mm-hmm.
But it was going to be very difficult to stealth up and take this away from him. But you did it whilst in so much chaos.
Yeah.
That it was perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Good shit. Okay. Now, the area you're in is now skeletonless.
Peaceful.
What do you want to do?
Nerly suggested helping the princess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So kind of making my way in that general direction, hoping that they're following me.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Because I'm also still pretty tipsy, and so I'm just like, this is a good idea, let's go. Ow, it hurts, ow.
Okay. Everyone wants to go and help the mermaid. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so you make your way over to the cage and you see that she is looking extremely concerned, mostly because of the sound of the implosion from across the room and the ensuing chaos. But just a bit of a thumbs up, and she sees now that you guys walk into the room with some confidence rather than stealthing in before.
Drunken
Oro
confidence.
probably looks confident.
Hobble in,
Yeah.
sway in.
Yeah.
Lean
I'm
on
definitely-
everything on the way in.
Like, I'm full health again, but that hurt.
For sure.
And I've just got
Okay.
like seaweed and shit in my hair, probably. Just like, I look fright.
So what is it that you want to do?
Can you unlock her? Like, is she locked?
Is there a visible lock? I can see?
There is a big stonking lock.
Stonkin' lockin'.
Can we break that
It's
stonking lock?
very rusted.
Let's break that stonking lock, please.
Breaking that stonking lock in is very easy now that you have no need to be
Quiet.
at all. It smashes into pieces as it kind of lands on the ground. You can see that it's rusted very badly all the way through. You kind of push the door to the cage open wide, and you see yourself in front of this princess in front of you here. She seems kind of hopeful. You can see it in her eyes. It looks very much like she genuinely feels that she's going to be saved. Though obviously this is not something that you can communicate with ease. She kind of moves her shackles down towards you.
Break.
We have that lockpick, right? But do we know of anybody? Has anyone actually used them yet? I can't remember if we've actually used them.
I think you've got a set of thieves' tools, and
Yeah,
Oro has them.
that's what I meant.
And
I said
has
lockpick.
used them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like be like, hey, you do that thing if I wasn't sure, even if I knew that she could do that.
From the circus, you know how to pick locks. Go for it.
This is you doing a thing. This is a thing for you, right? Okay, cool. Well, easy enough. Break the binds that are keeping her in place, and she lays there. Looks like a fish out of water.
Yeah. Does she look heavy?
She looks skinny.
Like, what is even my strength? It's an 8.
You can lift mermaids.
I don't lift at all. Can I like reach out my hands with like a questioning look on my face? Like, is it okay if I pick you up kind of thing? Like, actually, they've all tried to talk to her, but I haven't yet. I'm going to try Elvish and Celestial to see if anything rings a bell, if she understands.
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm just going to put my hands out and like,
Imagine
like
just
it-
having a list of languages that you could speak. as someone who cannot speak anything other than English, it's baffling to me to be being like, let's just try this language, see if that works. Let's try this one.
So
Oh, what's that?
I had a conversation yesterday about how so I took Spanish in high school, and by the time I finished high school, I could fluently have conversations with people. I just never use it anymore, so I've forgotten a lot of it. And then in college, I took Russian. I've sung in like 12 languages, and then I tried to teach myself a couple of others. The problem is I never use them consistently. So when I try to speak another language, the sentence has got at least three languages. It's like the one word I can't remember in Russian, and then this word that I can only think of in Spanish. Why? It's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I want. Why is this happening? Yeah. So I'm looking I'm
yes.
trying to ask for consent to pick her up. So don't just handle her.
I mean, she looks like she understands that's probably the only way that she's going to get out of this relatively dry, waterless area.
Okay, I'm going to try to pick her up.
Sure. With a strength of 8, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do not succeed that on your own.
I'm going to cast Enlarge on myself. No, what is it?
I was just going to help you. You were obviously trying to...
In an enclosed space.
Well, it doesn't actually make you that much bigger, but I realized I dropped that spell to switch it out, so I don't actually have that one anymore. Just kidding.
We can help. Nugget can help.
Yep.
Nugget's the strongest.
We'll make a joint effort out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just mage hand.
Take a flipper each. And...
Okay.
You could have reduced the mermaid. Yeah, that would have been the smart thing. But see, Neuralie's drunk, so I was thinking she's going to make the less optimal decision, but then I don't even have that spell anymore. I do like to think that she actually started to do it at first and then was like, no, it's not going to work. Help
me. Okay. Well, either way, eventually you do manage to lever her onto the back of Nugget, who slowly but surely crawls their way towards the water,
like a litter for her.
like realizing very much that she's in a very delicate place, and that it's best to be careful. And Nugget kind of just crawls carefully towards the area here where we find ourselves able to kind of merge with the water, and then kind of waits patiently for you guys to do something.
She waits or Nugget waits?
Nugget waits.
I'll try to help her slide on into the water.
Okay.
Well, Nugget can just buck her upwards into the water.
Buckaroo!
She's in a delicate position, Nugget.
Picks her up, starts flying, and just lets go at one point. It's a flip. Okay. So you help her into the water, and she almost immediately seems to regain some energy, some kind of life, some reserve that she didn't have before. Although you can still see that she is a much reduced capacity. You can see that at least she has some movement to her that was obviously not something that she had before. She still looks extremely pale, but you do see some of the color return to her as she is kind of rejuvenated somewhat by the water. But her swimming is almost non-existent to begin with. It looks very weak, and although she's trying, she looks like she's malnourished, and just kind of unable to get anywhere. It doesn't take long for a couple of other merfolk in the area to witness what's happened, and within moments there is a swarm, almost a school in fact, of merfolk that have swooped in, picked up thank you, and then kind of almost like secreted her within the group. It's like they've kind of grouped up, and then taken her and brought her to the back of the group, so she's protected by a kind of like a wall of merfolk. Backing away from you, they're kind of one or two of them are just left here. One in particular is the mermaid that Nerly kind of exchanged a glance with previously, and she just looks confused as to why you've helped.
If I see the same one again, I'll just wave at her again.
And she just kind of She just looks like confused as to how to properly express herself. And she kind of holds up her hand and she just says, 1 second. And she swims away. And shortly afterwards, she returns with a pearl that she has in her hand that she kind of rolls towards or through the water. And it kind of pops out of the side and lands on the ground. And she kind of just like almost like bows to you in the water before swimming away to rejoin the rest of her people.
Oh, yay. I pick up the pearl.
Okie dokie. She dabs.
God damn
She does not dab, god damn it.
it. No.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do with this cave?
Well, there's all kinds of money and shit in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, I think that we should try to go find Dad, unless this is Dad in a weird way. I don't think this is it, but maybe.
Dad?
I don't know what to stepdad,
Yeah.
mom's lover. Sounds weird. What was his
Yeah.
name? Hold on, I have this written down somewhere. What the hell? Elron? I keep
Elrond
the reason
Fellows.
why it keeps getting erased from my brain is because my brain keeps saying Elrond, and I'm like, nope, not that one. Elrond.
Okay.
Elrond. It's like, should we find Elrond now? Do you think
wanna
that's
have a-
Elrond? This is in character.
Wait, what'd you say, Katie?
I'm shushing myself so you guys can RP a bit.
I said I just kind of like look at you two as I'm holding the pearl, and I'm like, should we find Elrond? Is that Elrond?
I don't fucking know. We'll just have a look. I don't know. Do I? We've only been told he's been stored in a magic vessel, right? That's all I.
Yeah.
Correct.
We
That's all
don't
I
know
have.
what though.
Okay. Guess we should look around, just in case.
We should at least get our money back.
True.
I think our specific money that was already handed over was in a bag that was with like Broderick. So I think that's.
Oh, that's somewhere. Yeah, that's
Bleh.
gone.
But
That's
there's
out of there.
replacement money, however,
Mhm.
deep in there.
Mhm. Okay, so I would like everyone to roll me investigation checks, please.
Okay.
Even
I
look
would
at-
like to guidance myself.
Sure.
Am I still drunk?
Yes. Jenny. Listen, you pulled off the coolest shit.
Yeah,
Which, by the way,
yeah,
you get
yeah.
inspiration for.
Yes.
Oh, good.
We find
No.
a sea snail.
That's all such
Oh.
terrible rolls. Can nugget roll
all
for an
this-
investigation. Just
We saw all this
I
loot.
have a point of
Sure.
inspiration. So here's what I would like to talk you into.
I'm listening.
She looks and she's not finding anything because she's good at looking. She accidentally like trips the fuck over something
Sure.
important. Like this was purely out of luck. Like she's looking around and all she sees is like a mountain of gold and she's like, man, I don't fucking know. Like this is all just like money, and this is more money than I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a little
Mhm.
drunk and I'm like, Jesus, what could I even do with this? Like this could help so many people, probably is a thought that's going through her mind after she thinks about like, we could fix the whole manor with this, and then like, oh, and other people probably too, and then like literally just like kicks something important. It doesn't have to be what we're looking
Right.
for, but something
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Even if she
So-
falls over it, that would be funny, I think, because she's tipsy. So
See, does the cool scimitar come through the water that Broderick used? That's got riptide, motherfucker. That's long gone. With these rolls, a 3, 4, 2. These rolls.
to be fair, I was guidanced, so I got a 6.
Yes, that's much better.
It's a lot
So,
better than a 2. It is a lot
looking
better
through,
than a
you can
2.
use your inspiration,
Yes.
and we can definitely rummage something for you there. Okay. So between you, unfortunately, 2 of you are drunk. and one of you just rolled very poorly.
One
You
is trying to
have
deal with two drunk people.
still,
True.
yes, that's true. That's a distraction.
Uh-huh.
The fact of the matter is that you are surrounded by so much, and you recognize you can only carry so much. I say that because I'm not going to enforce, rules for carry weight, but in realism, there's a mountain of gold, but there's only so much you can carry. Blah 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 blah. So at the end of rummaging, you find several items that you think of worthwhile. In total, bearing in mind there are mountains of coins, you find 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
You also, the item that Nurili clunks over is a piece of chainmail that is very well made, and immediately as she picks it up after she kind of recognizes that I missed the bag of holding. You also find a bag of holding.
Yes.
You find a piece of chainmail that you think has almost certainly got some magical quality to it. And what else? Let's have a look on the old treasure.
Bag of holding.
Broderick only has copper pieces. We're drunk, so it looks like gold in this light, and we all take it out, and it's just copper. Don't do that to us, Adam.
I had that map that we used, that table that we used for. Let me load this up a second. Because there was something that Evan gave us. I think I've got that somewhere.
Ooh.
Blah 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 blah. There we go.
You're humming the song again. Let's get down to business
I'm loading something that's on my computer, thankfully.
and roll up our loot.
Todd
Todd loads something, internet breaks.
Oh no, this doesn't come with a table I can roll upon. That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
I
In the
use DMG
interim,
instead.
look how cute my Switch is. I got one of those like press-on skins for it.
It's so
Ooh.
And
cute.
it's covered in flowers. Except the
That is
back.
cute.
Ooh, pretty.
That's
I
very
like
cute.
it. Was it easy to put on?
Yeah, actually, it's like a vinyl stick-on, and it like adheres really well, and it comes like really nicely cut out to the shape of everything, like even down to like. I'm gonna turn off my screenshots here. Sleep mode. It's just of Animal Crossing, but it'd be embarrassing to see how many screenshots of Animal Crossing I have. Like, it's got all the little cutouts for the buttons and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, my hands are a little shaky, and my hands are a lot shaky. And I'm not so good at like lining things up, but I was able to, even like when I made a mistake, I could peel it off and still put it back down, and it stuck really well. But it didn't like leave junk behind. So I liked
cool.
it.
What?
Sorry, I rolled a potion of water
Back and
breathing.
forth. Oh.
No, don't give me this.
That's very funny.
That
I
would
rolled
be
it. I actually
Nerly's
rolled
luck.
it 2 times.
No.
Um,
Katie rejects this. I withdraw my inspiration if what I get out of this is a chainmail that I can't wear and water
you have
breathing.
No idea. Do you want to guess what I just rolled?
Another potion.
Is it a
of
bag
water
of holding?
breathing.
It's
Is
a
it
bag of holding. It's a bag of holding. I genuinely rolled a bag of holding. I'm not even kidding. 67.
Now
on
we
the
get
table,
all the
bag of
money.
holding.
Bag
rich.
of holding 2 potions of water.
Genuinely rolled a bag of holding. So yes, you find a bag of holding. Potion of water breathing is the best irony item. Exactly. I'm not even kidding. I rolled it twice. I rolled that twice, and then I rolled a bag of holding.
You know what happened is you got 3 rolls, and the first 2 were cursed by me by extension, and the last one was uncursed because my bad luck had warped off.
So you also find a potion
Is that a potion of water breathing?
We will, for the sake of simplicity, explain now is a potion of greater healing.
Ooh.
And I rolled a bag of holding again on a different table.
We don't
On a
need
It was
different
meant
table.
to be. It was
Oh
in
my
the
God.
stars.
I'm not even kidding.
Are they connected bags of holding?
Oh my god, that would be so cool though, to be able to pass things back and forth.
And there's another potion that you receive.
The way that your face makes me like is poised right now makes me think that it must be a potion of water breathing.
No,
You're like
no,
another potion.
It's a potion of drowning.
no. It's a potion of gaseous form.
Ooh,
I spelled gaseous.
gas.
G-A-S.
E-O-U-S.
G-A-S, yeah. E-O-U-S.
It was easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
There's got to be a little break before the next cursed item.
I appreciate that.
That's exactly what someone who just gave us a curse item would say.
Storytelling is all about pacing.
He's saying that because Adam was like, haha, it's actually a bag of devouring. I'm like, no, don't do this
So,
to me.
with your bag of holding, your 2 potions, your armor that you found as well. I can't really use the whole there's only so much you can carry excuse with the money now, can I?
Nope.
So we'll kick that up to 1,500 gold. Okay, all right. And that is
I'm fine with
an
that.
excellent way to celebrate our anniversary
Yeah.
for us doing this game. You get a bag of holding, you get a shit ton of money, you get some cool items. Oro got to do some bonkers shit that solved the entire problem.
How much should I take out of my total gold? What ended up in the bag with him?
I estimated that at 160 gold when I had that written down before.
Okay. I'll just mark that down to 71. That was most of my gold.
That's all right. You've got enough.
Yeah,
back.
now I'm good.
Yeah,
now,
we're
I'm
fine.
fine. I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably still get rid of the whatever was handed over though. Anniversary gifts. Oh, you got us gold instead of paper.
Oh.
I appreciate
The
that.
bag of holding does have a cubic footage storage limit. Does it now?
500.
Shut up, Adam.
500 cubic feet.
Oh,
Stop it.
Interesting.
How big is a gold coin in this universe?
Real big. Oh my god, so big. Also, there is not to be forgotten the end of the shattered harpoon that was
Can we
laying.
put that in the bag of holding?
You want me? Yes, we could. Yeah,
The whole ship.
that's also there in the end. So we're going to end our session with that there today, and maybe potentially have something fun in store for next week. I've got
Or really
a
boring. Something really boring next
or
week.
super
Admin
boring.
session. Woo!
Let's go shopping.
Shopping episode. Yeah. I hate shopping episodes. It makes me so annoyed.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
And the party never found a big hoard of loot ever again.
No, I like getting the money and spending it. I don't like RPing out every single thing you want to buy. When people want to do that, I'm just like,
I want to haggle.
like, okay, but we can bulk haggle. Make one roll.
Okay, well. Congratulations on successfully completing that quest.
Mhm.
I mean, there's the whole turn-in aspect of it, but apart from that, very well played, everybody. It was super enjoyable from start to finish.
Oh, is the pearl a pearl power, by the way? Or is it
It's a
normal
pearl or something.
Oh, I don't get to know. Okay.
I haven't figured it out yet.
A mermaid friend.
Nobody
gave
knows.
me a pearl.
To be honest, I expected this whole quest to go on for a little bit longer than just Oro slashing a necklace and ending it. But it was also like I was in my head. I was like, "This is extremely cool." So let's like when you come up with a really cool, I have the T-shirt that says, you know, if it's cool, then I'll let you do it.
Yeah.
But realistically, I want it to be something you have to work for. I don't want to just hand it to you on a plate because it's free.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel as exciting or like
Yeah.
satisfying if you pull it off. So I had to give you a couple of different skill checks, and then you had your lucky to use
The last
which
one
saved the
too that
day.
you almost
Oh my
used it
God.
earlier. I
True.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh my Very good shit.
Ooh.
You
Very good
saved the
shit.
one and then had the one left. I was like, please work, please work.
Very good shit. Super, super good.
This is also extremely on brand for this team. Absolutely.
Well, I had some fun. I had a fun stat block for that guy that I'll never get to use.
You can just use it some other time for a different person. We'll never know.
A different pirate. Bradrick.
Radrick.
Bradrick,
pissed
Blue
brother.
Eyes, Shawley.
Right. And with that, we can end the stream.
With that,
GG's, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us in chat, as always.
Yes, yes. See you next week? Question mark, everyone.
I think, yeah.
I
What's
believe so.
I hope so. Have another 3-week hiatus.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I'm good for next week.
Okay. Cool. See you next week then.
Bye.
Bye.